I'm Blake. Hey, got a mid-sip.
He's got to.
Every time.
I'm Ethan, and you're watching Depth and Delirium. And we're back with
Noel. From the
Noel
Violet
Wynn.
Sunset.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
We've been waiting on this episode. We have been waiting to get this man up on the podcast.
Dude, for like, what, 2 months maybe?
Yeah.
Like,
We had to postpone,
it's
just due to conflicts of all around.
Life.
life gets in the way.
It gets too busy.
Time.
It does.
Speaking of time,
Oh, gotta get it started.
30-minute timer on the clock.
We
We're
on the
probably
clock
gonna-
now. It's
we might have to
official.
flip that a couple times this episode.
Yeah,
you guys
we'll
be
see.
ready.
It's
to
gonna
watch
be
that flip
it's gonna be a
few
fun
times.
one.
We'll see.
But all right, Noel, let's dig.
Let's just start
First,
digging.
I want to start off with your amazing band and
Yeah,
all
for
you
you-
guys are about.
For anyone that doesn't know, kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
tell them what you
So
do for life.
Yeah, so, I'm a drummer for a band called the Violet Sunsets. We've been on and off, so to say, about 3 to 4 years now. We basically started in COVID. My brother, he's always been a writer. He's always wrote music. He's also uploaded his own music. And then basically when COVID hit, he released an EP by himself under Wynn. And then after that, he started hitting me up regarding drums. Hey, I want to do this. Let's start practicing together. Because growing up, we had this thing called the Sugar Shack.
Mhm.
And the Sugar Shack was basically like 30 yards from the house. It was basically like a studio apartment.
Okay.
And it had every kind of instrument you could think of.
Dude, that sounds like such a vibe.
Yeah.
So it was
Yes,
like, when COVID hit, we all had to go back home. Him and I really started playing more together.
And you guys are probably in
That's
there
cool.
every day.
Yeah, so we made the band. We didn't have a name yet, but we made a music video, him and I, and it was the song Template. It's like one of our first ones we uploaded.
Okay.
Some iPhone half-drunk
Oh, yeah.
video.
You guys were just
woke
like-
up next day.
This is it.
But yeah,
Warning with the sign.
so basically after that, we started talking more and more, and then we were like, well, we need a bassist.
Yep.
And Evan, he's very good at, he's a good teacher, so he's like, let's just get his girlfriend to do it.
Okay.
So
That's sick.
he started teaching her certain songs that we would play, and then, she started to get, better and better, and then one day it led to, we were spitballing, like, what's a good band name? And she actually, her name's Kat, by the way.
Okay.
She mentioned how she was like, well, what about just like a Violet Sunset? Because, like,
Oh, dang.
what goes wrong with a Violet
Like
Sunset?
instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we all like Violet Sunsets.
Yeah.
So it's, like, pretty universal saying, or a universal name, so to say.
Yeah.
So we were just like, okay.
Everyone can resonate with
Oh, yeah.
That works.
So it was the three of us for a long time, and then we had our friend Blaine. We're like, come on, man, like, be our keyboardist.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
it. Gotta have that.
Yeah, so it was basically all of our friends
That's
because
perfect,
we
yeah.
we could teach them the songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Yep.
pretty simple songs.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
I think the only complex part is the guitar solos. So
Yeah.
it was like we
Which
really pushed for that.
Are amazing.
Oh, dude. Yes.
Evan's he's a gifted man.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
He's got some wicked talent.
The
I mean,
key that they're in, like especially on EDM Sucks, that's my favorite song, straight up. Like it's so like echoey. I don't know guitar terms, but it's like it's like reverb, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah,
reverb.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
just kind of like, oh, dude, it's so perfect when you're driving down like a
It hits your
curvy
ears
road or
just
like,
right.
yeah, bad. But
yeah,
that's awesome. Bro.
that song was like basically about a girl that is a raver that's like really into EDM.
yeah, and you're like,
And it's like you just don't like her, and like
okay.
and the songs don't help. They're not some deep writing songs, so it's like
Yeah.
screw you, EDM sucks.
and your laptop, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
hilarious.
So it was something. It was actually like some of the writing stems from like our childhood upbringings of like heartbreak, wherever the case may
Real
be.
life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's sometimes where it's just like a on the whim, whatever comes to Evan's mind.
Yeah,
And he's just like, some songs he wrote in 5 minutes.
dang.
Really.
And those are the ones that blew up.
They're
Of
usually the
course,
best.
bro,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Like
That's awesome.
80 proof. I'm pretty sure he
That
wrote
one's
that,
good, yeah.
within 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And that's actually what sells when you
Really?
don't put much thought into it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you're just like, I don't know.
because people just want to like relate,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Like,
Yeah.
they just want to hear something and be like, damn.
I also think the algorithm doesn't push it. You
As
know what
hard.
I mean? When you
Okay.
put more time into it,
Yeah.
they're like, it's almost they punish you from
For
what
trying
I've
harder.
taken. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like,
I get that.
they're like, this won't sell.
Some
so.
of our most
Literally, our most viewed videos are like,
are the worst
simplest.
edited,
Yeah.
worst audio.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, but
like
when
you made
it's
them on
like,
the toilet, damn near.
yeah, I made it with an iPhone. And then when
Yeah.
I make it with crisp, like editing,
Nicest
4
auditing
hours, 2
editing software.
days, I'm just
Yeah.
like 2 views, and I'm like,
Yeah, you proofread it. You're like, this is the best thing that ever came out.
It's the best
Yeah.
one yet, and it's like, nah.
bad.
Exactly.
YouTube's like, no, it ain't.
I get a writer to make the caption. They're just like, yeah, that's not it.
Well, this last album, we kind of went all out compared to other albums. I mean, we do it as much as any new coming band, artist, any content creator. Like,
Yeah.
we make it from GarageBand. That's all we
Yeah,
do.
GarageBand's sick. Shout out GarageBand.
Yeah,
Literally, bro.
for real.
I remember playing with that when I was like 12, trying to
Oh,
make
yeah.
like a whole song.
Yeah. I
was
used to
always
try
so
to
much
make
fun.
beats, and I was
Yeah,
like,
me too. I thought
I
it was Pharrell.
suck at this.
Pharrell.
Bad, bro.
That's great.
I thought that was where my career was gonna
Dude,
traject
same.
to. I was like, I'm gonna be a rapper.
I was
come
like,
on,
with
be
this
outta here.
technology,
Yeah.
man, I'm
I'm
set.
Exactly. But
That's
yeah,
great.
I would we did that, but this last album we you can freelance people for like audio engineering and all that. So we hit up this one guy. He did a lot of our audio engineering to make
Okay.
it sound like a real
Yep,
legit
yep.
studio
That's
band.
nice. We need that.
Yeah. I mean, and you can, I don't know how much they charge. My brother was more in charge of that,
Of
but
that.
it's probably like $50 you could do for an episode. They can
That's
engineer
not
it.
bad at all.
Make it,
Not
in the sense of audio, it helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It made this one sound like, you could just hear the vocals better.
It
It was
sounded
like cleaner
crisper.
almost.
It
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sounded professional.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You could just tell.
Yeah, but we just made this in our houses, basically.
Yeah.
What I would do, I would play the drums on the electric drum set, send him the file,
Okay.
and then we just go back and forth, basically.
Okay.
So
What do you listen with?
like headphone wise, oh shit, it's Haley had them. My
Really?
girlfriend, yeah, she
That's
had them.
awesome,
Like
bro.
she tried to make a podcast with her friends years ago,
No
and
way.
it was.
Well, we might have to dig into that.
Yeah,
It was
for
in
real.
some like Tupperware box, and I
Okay.
was like, "I need
Can I
this."
use these?
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine broke. It was just like the default ones you get with the electric drum
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, I just need this. I don't even know what brand they are, but
That's awesome.
they're pretty
they
good
work.
If
quality.
it works,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
I
we
used
would
to use like a Turtle Beach like PS5 headset, like
yeah, with the mic.
just aux it up, bro. Well, actually, bro, the mic would like help me hear the drums better.
Nuh-uh.
So because it
'Cause
would
it
like
echoes through
put
the
the
mic.
feedback into my ears. So I was like, dang, bro, this is sick.
Actually
Like,
sound good.
yeah.
Was this an acoustic
Yes.
drum set? Okay,
Yeah.
not an electric.
So it kind of helped too with the muffling of the
Yeah.
kit because that
Gets
shatters your
wicked,
ears.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's way too loud. I
Oh,
mean,
dude,
that's why I had to
sure.
resort to
For
an
sure.
electric.
I,
I mean,
sold mine just because of that reason. Like,
Yeah.
it's too
Wow.
much.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a dick to your neighbors. You're like, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sugar Shack was nice because it was 30 yards from the house.
Yeah, exactly. So no
Yeah,
one's really
you could play as
complaining.
hard as you want.
Yeah.
And like maybe my dad be like, hey, like you gotta go easy on that
You
song.
guys are getting crazy out here.
Yeah,
today,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
3:30 a.m. What are you guys still playing? Like,
This
Yeah.
must be a good song. This
Yeah.
must be a band.
But I mean, we were on like a farm, so to say. There wasn't animals
Oh,
or
okay.
anything, but it was a lot of land, so you could be as loud as you want.
yeah.
And it was nice though. It actually like the Sugar Shack is pretty sentimental with the Wynn household because it was like it had every instrument you could think of. You could just play as loud as you
That's
want.
sick. Are you pretty like, what's the word?
Fluent.
Not fluent.
I
but
guess
like,
fluent in instruments.
yeah. Like
Uh,
play a lot of instruments.
I'm
Are you various?
intermediate. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm left-handed, so I grew up
No way.
whole household.
That's crazy.
10 guitars. They're all right-handed.
Opposite, yeah.
yeah
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
so
you
unfortunate.
gotta be kidding
That's
me.
ass.
we can't just get one. That's left-handed.
Dang, bro.
I did when I was younger. So I started playing drums when I was around 8. And
Okay.
then I played for, I don't know, like 2 years on and off. Not every day, not grinding, but, I'd play.
You
But
were doing it more as like a hobby than not.
yeah,
as like
yeah. Because I'm still a kid. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
You
you're
gotta
like,
go
this is
hang out
fun.
with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so,
course.
but then what happened, we moved, and the Sugar Shack, like the drums just went to the Sugar Shack, and, life goes on, right?
Yeah.
You get busy. And then, like, 5 years later, well, so to say, it was like senior year, I started picking it up again. And then, I went to college up in Indy. and so I didn't have a drum set. But then I started playing guitar more.
Okay.
So I was like, okay,
Well,
so
and about that senior year time where you start like getting into life and stuff, you
Yeah.
really start listening to like rock and
Yeah,
like,
you
so
do,
you're,
yeah.
like, you start getting a
You're like, damn,
passion
my
for
dad
it.
low key had some good music
Yeah,
taste. I can't
like
lie.
Nickelback,
Oh
like,
my
low-key,
god,
Dude, we
yes,
preach
bro.
that.
We do. We really
Like, why
do.
do they get shit on
don't
for
know.
no reason?
I think it's because they're
Hold me
cheesy.
now.
Which like I get
They
that
can
factor,
be, yeah.
Yeah.
but like they're still so like
Make some banging songs.
I mean, the
Right?
lead singer, like, I heard some stuff where he was like, you know, he was 40 years old. He's still boofing beers and shit.
Oh,
really?
And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yo, that's wild.
Kind of act
Come
like
on,
a
we gotta
frat
grow
guy.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was a little too much.
I've seen that.
I'm like, you're a grown ass man. Come
Dude,
on.
I heard that about Creed too.
Really?
Like they go to shows. This is just a rumor, but like
Yeah.
they go to shows and like they'll only play like their singles and stuff that aren't popular, like their new stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
Like, they're just trying to
everyone's
promote the whole
there
time?
because they want to hear Arms Wide Open and,
Yeah.
and like Higher and stuff, and they're like, yeah,
Can
you get, and they just sing some random like that no one knows. It's like,
What is this?
That's how you lose fans.
yeah, bad.
Is this even Creed?
Dude,
Yeah. I mean, I get it. They're pushed to like, it's almost like a rebranding type thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's like everyone play Freebird. Like,
Yeah,
they
but
want to
we're-
hear
that's
that
fine.
Freebird.
You know why we're
Have you guys ever gotten that?
Oh yeah.
Really?
We played Freebird a little too much.
Oh,
You have to though. That's such a banging song.
It's a fun song. I like
Evan's
playing
like,
it.
bro.
the guitar. Oh my god, the guitars. In
Yeah.
that song are
It's so good.
ridiculous.
Yeah, we had a going away. My brother and our group's basically like the same age as my brother. He's about 26. So they had at the Sugar Shack. We had like a graduation party.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the Sugar Shack.
It was a concert.
Oh,
Dang.
Yeah.
No, that went crazy.
It was fun. It was fun. It was our first concert ever though, so it was so nerve wracking.
Oh, I bet.
Well, what I didn't know, like I said, it's a whole field, and we have like a front porch on this Sugar Shack, and like we're about to play. We're like, all right, everyone, like we're about to Violet Sunset's first performance
Ever.
yeah, and then people start getting out chairs, and we're like,
Oh, so they're getting serious.
yeah,
Oh,
like
no.
it's like an amphitheater all of
You're
a
like,
sudden.
no.
So then you really got nervous. You were like, oh,
Yeah,
damn, like
we all started kind of panicking.
Yeah, because they're not listening. They're like watching.
Yes.
they're there.
Yeah, it's way easier to be background noise. You know what I mean? People
Yeah.
mingle, people talk.
While they're walking by, dang, that's kind of a good song I hear in the background.
Yeah.
But when they're sitting down watching you,
Yeah.
like,
That's a different story.
yes,
It's
bro,
like 30, 40 people, and they're like,
Oh, man.
go ahead. And it's
We're
like,
waiting.
That's,
yeah, it's too
that's
much.
scary.
How did you get over that like fear and nervousness right before you walked on the stage? Like, what was something you did to be like, all right, let's go? Like,
lock in.
whenever I get nervous, I'll just be like 1, 2. I'll count to 3. Like
That's
if I'm ever
Steve-O's
nervous to
method.
do something,
Yeah.
I'll count to 3 and I have to do it. I can't back out.
Yeah, well, what we did was, one, like, you gotta have a couple of beers.
Oh yeah, you gotta be feeling yeah.
You gotta, like,
Yeah.
mellow out.
Yeah.
But, one thing that we did in the sense of that first concert, we started just playing. It wasn't even a song. It was just like Evan and I riffing. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
That's chill.
And then
Just to get the nerves out. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
that. That's
and it's
cool.
like Evan's like, doing his guitar solo picks and all this. And it like it just broke the ice because it's like now if we mess up, I don't care.
nobody
as much.
cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're
Yeah.
already sounding goofy.
Yeah. We just got to bust out the kinks and all
When you
that.
guys get done, you'll be like, that was
Yeah.
Killed that.
But then once the actual, in the sense of like playing our songs, once that was over, and then it was like, all right, now it's time to party.
we'll take requests and stuff.
Yeah, and we're like, don't put much not hard, but don't put much thought into it. You know what I mean?
You
You're
gotta
not
just
mentally
play-
straining.
play with feel.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because you start to overthink it, especially drums.
sure.
Like,
Dude, I feel like
you
start-
hold
yeah.
time.
Yes.
You literally do.
For
Yes.
sure. That's the most important part. Like, well, that's an opinion. I don't want to
Yeah.
piss people off.
Yeah.
The comments.
Yeah.
are going
Yeah,
nuts.
they're about to get wild.
bad. It's like,
Yeah, the
I don't
singer's
know.
voice is way better. And it holds the foundation.
dude, but I've been playing like Rock Band here recently, and I'm starting to have like a new. There's a fucking fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to get a new respect for guitar people. Like,
It's hard.
you guys are freaking nuts.
Dude, their forearms have to be insane.
Like,
Like, they're just freaking...
literally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the hardest to play and to understand is bluegrass.
Really?
Cause like if you ever listen to
I
like
always
Billy
hated
Strings,
jazz.
really,
Yeah.
it's like the most complex. Like bluegrass and jazz, like they seem so subtle and kind of boring to
Yeah.
some people. but they're the hardest to do.
That's actually crazy.
It's almost like writing like
sure.
symphony music.
Yeah.
okay.
Almost.
And like bluegrass is like one of the oldest forms of music too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's
And
like hillbilly music.
and it's like the
Yeah.
hardest. That's like
Well, because
wild.
you think about like rock is just like usually they're playing with like feel, like you feel the beat the whole time, like the
and you that's keep me. You
but then when
going,
you're
yeah.
playing with like jazz, it's almost like you have to have the sheet to go, like, because you're playing these extra little like
Yeah.
that aren't even on time with the other people.
Yeah,
Like,
they call them ghost notes. So
Yeah.
it's like
Ghost
stuff you can
notes.
subtly hear.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
so
that's
like
kind of like in the background. And
Yeah.
you might pick it up if you were listening for it.
yes,
Which,
yeah.
if you're listening, most drummers that hear other drummers, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I heard
That was
that.
a
Like,
clean
that
out
was
little ghost
nice."
note.
Yeah, you respect it more. I'm like,
Oh, for
damn,
sure.
that was kind of complex.
Which I did want to ask you about the kind of more electric drum sound.
Mm-hmm.
Does that come from the electric kit? Like, do you tune that differently?
So you don't have to tune them. There's like pre-programmed. There's a module that comes with it, kind of like this, basically.
Yeah.
And you have different kinds of drums. You know, you can have like speakeasies,
Okay.
like 1920s,
That's sick.
real thuddy duddy type
Yeah.
sound.
That's sick.
Yeah. But what I do is I actually go off GarageBand because if
Okay.
you have a MIDI cord, you can just plug it right into the Mac,
Dang,
and you can take all the sounds from them.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That is
Holy
so
crap.
they have better options. The pre-programmed ones, they kind of sound like they're in a tin can.
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, I don't want all that. So and as well as you can record with those different kinds of drums. So
Okay.
you can edit them as well. So like
Yeah.
with your EQ, I can do that with the drums to show like, all right, the snare needs to be a little lower, the hi-hat needs to be a little
Okay.
higher.
Yes.
You know, all that sort. You can compress it if it sounds too airy, so to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
So, yeah, GarageBand in the sense, this is my first year with an electric, and it's like done wonders.
Yeah,
you can do
that's
everything.
crazy.
You can. I mean,
I was always just scared to get the feedback off. Like, I was scared to like hit the drum and it'd be like, ding,
Like,
oh,
3
and
seconds later.
it would
super late.
echo.
Yeah.
no, it's programmed pretty well. It literally just sounds like it's a tuned up like recording drum set.
Okay. And what brand is that? No endorsements.
So it's a
No.
Donner 300.
Okay.
so-
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
I've been trying to
$400.
get one, dude. Like
They're nice.
400.
That's not bad.
I
feel
was
like-
looking at an Elysis that was like 1,200.
1,000,
That
yeah.
seems high.
Nah, I mean, I don't like how it's like, it doesn't look like a real kit.
Yeah.
It looks like something out of Rock Band.
Oh well, that's cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, it does everything you need to.
And it
you know
doesn't
what I mean?
take up way too much room.
Yeah, like yeah, the
Exactly.
whole drum
In the
set when I would
studio.
come down here into his room, it's like it was taking up this whole area.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah,
Excuse
it was-
me.
Yeah, you know,
you
Like,
gotta
sorry,
wiggle around.
Move that freaking
And
right.
I don't want to
to
hit it because then I feel bad. I'm like, I might break that shit.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, at our brothers, that's how it is. You gotta shimmy into the drum set.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm
But
ready.
then when you're
the
in there,
case.
you're locked in.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
let's not mess up.
Are you setting it up everywhere you guys go?
Yeah. We
That's a
don't
job.
tour or play gigs as often. I like to say we're more of an internet band.
yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Because majority of if you go to bars, if you go to venues, they want to hear Freebird, right?
Yeah, everyone would.
They want to
at
hear
least once. Yeah.
but they want to hear covers. And
Yeah,
like,
like-
the whole push for us is like, no, let's play our music.
Our songs. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
And
when
some
you
of
got
them can
stuff
be
out
some of them can be really depressing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But you gotta have those songs.
Exactly.
Everybody goes through that stage of being sad, and if you can have a song to like help you like get through that sadness, it's like you don't maybe like put all your sadness on yourself. You kind of lean more of it on the song that you're listening to. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Helps you get through.
I
it.
mean, sad songs, they're my cup of tea.
Yeah.
They're up my alley.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love trying to depict a sad song of like, what are they trying to like interpret here?
yeah. And why are they saying it with this much emotion?
Yeah, yeah. Or like, where's the stem come from? Like I said, a lot of my brother's writing, in a way, it's like he speaks for the both of us because we both grew up together. obviously.
You did everything.
Yeah, we're only like a year and a half age difference.
Okay, so-
it's like we're pretty close.
Yeah.
And he brings a lot of our upbringing of just like, heartbreaks, all that sort,
Yeah.
childhood trauma to some
Yeah.
degree. So it's
Everybody has that.
yeah, for me, it's relatable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
We
That's
can
what
all
people
relate.
want.
And then if people get not sideways about sad songs, but they're like, whatever. It's like, and I think you should turn a new page.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what we preach about, having like an open mind.
Yeah,
Like, you need
got
to turn around and listen to that song's lyrics and try to understand like that person's like shoes. Like,
train of thought and why they're
understand what they're
singing
trying
the
to tell you
lyrics
from
or
this
singing.
song.
Yeah.
And
I mean, introspective is the key, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, more knowledge is power.
Oh,
So it's like if you're trying to interpret something, even if it's a sad song, it's almost like reading a poem. You know what I mean? Like, like I just think it adds a couple more IQ points.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
in
for
my
sure.
opinion.
For sure.
But yeah.
So you said childhood trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to talk to you about Left a Note. So you said I listened to it and I like saw that it was about addiction.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the song doesn't stem from anything about us personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more of just like, okay, like, you know, we're all from the same town.
Yeah.
We've seen people our own age, our, you know, couple
Yeah.
years older, people get arrested for drugs.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can just kind of put yourself not in those shoes, but you can relate on the sadness that they endure.
Okay.
So it's like Evan mainly wrote the premise of like, you know, two addicts. I don't know if it's about heroin, but two addicts that are, yeah, it's so dark. But it was basically two addicts that, you know, that are living out of their car, so to say, and one of them has to leave because it's like, we are not good for each other.
We're not helping each other.
Yeah. Like, love is love, but at the end of the day, it's like, if someone's not good for you and you know that they can bring the worst out of you, then, like, you should
good
just
for you,
leave.
yeah.
So, like, leaving a note is, like, you know, I think in the song it's about the dude leaving or the girl. And it's like, I left a note.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go get sober.
I still have the love for you. Like nothing has changed, but I'm focusing on myself now.
Yeah.
And that's just. I feel like a lot of people in a lot of relationships, and we might have touched on this in last week's episode, but it's like, it's a lot of people. It's hard for them to realize that like you have to have respect for yourself before you can even learn to respect anyone else. Because if you
Yeah,
don't
of
respect
course.
yourself, you're not gonna have respect for anyone or anything.
And sometimes that takes going through kind of
A hardship.
like a rut. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like figuring yourself out the hard way.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's almost
Damn.
like reaching bedrock, like rock bottom.
Yeah,
And you're
for
like,
sure.
oh, like, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah, I was
you're like,
I was
"This
worrying about
sucks."
everyone else. Now it's time to worry about
Like
me.
everything about me is gonna be not being there.
Yes.
Like
yes.
I feel like that's a high school thing that
For
like
sure.
we all encounter, especially because like now we're all in our 20s.
Yeah.
It's like you start to realize like I was putting my energy in places that didn't belong.
Did not.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
feel that.
I feel that wholeheartedly.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
all went to high school together. If
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
didn't know
For
that.
any of the viewers, listeners,
But yeah,
watchers.
it's like I just hung out with people a couple weekends ago for Whitney's 21st, and it was like everyone, like it was like almost seeing them for the first time in like 30 years.
Yes, yes.
I was like, "What's up, man? How's it going?" Like, just working, man.
Yeah,
Trying to get a house, brother.
like, holy shit, we were just freaking
Yeah.
16, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean getting a house?
Yeah.
But
Oh, I got a
everyone's
dog.
everyone's got the same priorities. We all want a family. We all want a house.
Not-
We
yeah.
all want to.
Well,
Just live.
and also like another thing in high school, it's all about totem poles, hierarchies of like,
Yeah.
you know, you
Look at me.
Yeah, and like no one cares. Career driven's not so much of a thing. You know, it's all about hanging out, trying to
Who
be
has the
top
most
of the
friends,
list.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
it's
like
some
coolest
totem
person.
pole nonsense.
Yep.
It really is.
And I was just
Yeah.
like, you know, with high school and all that. Nowadays, it's like we're all on the same playing field.
We are.
Yeah.
We all are
For sure.
equally. There's no hierarchy. That shit goes out the door.
As soon as you throw that cap in the air, dude, that shit goes out
Yeah.
the window.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
start looking around like.
I'm never going to see
shit.
some of these people ever again in
Yeah.
my entire life.
And when you do, even if it's like your best friends in high school, it's like you're a damn near stranger.
Yeah, and it's like how like what do I talk to them about? Like where are they at in their lives to like what we could even connect on in a conversation?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to get a house and get a ring and have kids and all, and they're still freaking trying to figure out what they're gonna do for
Yeah.
dinner tonight. And
Yeah.
it's like, how do I conversate with someone like that and not like make them feel like I'm being a dick because I'm like flexing all these big ideas I have that I'm trying to do, you know?
And people get insecure. You know, people look at it as like a challenge to you, and I don't understand all that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I want everyone to do good, bro. I don't want
Yeah.
to see anyone fail.
Exactly.
And like well, I mean, you have to fail in life before you can even try to succeed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see you fail to a point where it's going to ruin your whole life and you don't want to try again.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see people succeed. I love seeing people do the thing they love and getting rewarded for it almost.
That's
Yeah.
why I love like little collab stuff like this. Like
Yes.
us getting with you, and then like I wanted to do a little something with. I don't know if you know Garrett Hunter.
No.
He's
What's
got
he do?
his in clothing brand now. It's
Okay.
called Dreamaholics. So
It's-
shout
go
out.
check it out.
This is an endorsement. Go
Yes.
freaking- go check out Dreamaholics
This
because
is.
their brand is awesome, and
Yeah.
their sweatshirts.
They
They
got-
got sweatshirts, beanies, shorts.
Did he go to school
Like-
with us?
Yeah.
He was in our class.
Garrett Hunter.
Yeah, he was.
Everybody called him G Herbo.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I knew once I said the nickname,
Yeah.
you know exactly who it was.
So,
Yeah, he's
Isn't
a
it
good
weird
dude.
how some people are only known by like their
dude,
nickname?
right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure no one knew me as Ethan.
No,
It was just
Fogle, bro.
No.
Like Adam Bird, everyone just knows him as Bird.
Yeah.
If you call him
Yeah.
Adam, he's like,
It was like,
Who is
hey,
that?
Yeah.
Which one of the birds are you? Like,
Yeah, it's always they're all named Bird.
Yeah.
That's how my girlfriend is. They're all named their last name.
Yes.
Rude as hell.
for sure. But so would you say you and Evan are like pretty tight?
Yeah.
Even to this day?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys hang out a pretty good amount?
Yeah, so like during COVID, I got a job with him. We were
Okay.
working out of a warehouse
sick.
for AT&T. He was actually my boss. So.
Oh, no
that's
shot.
even
Yeah, we had
That's
some
sick.
good moments,
like,
you
my
know.
boss is a dick.
Yeah, so my boss is my brother.
We gotta take off tomorrow.
But yeah, we did that, and you know, in the midst of getting music rolling and working together, we were we were rehearsing like every 3 to 4 days out of the week. So
Dang, okay. A lot
yeah,
of time
we,
together.
Yeah.
we were really pushing that, and you know, even nowadays, like I live in Shelbyville, he lives more up in the city on the west side. We touch base.
Awesome.
Whether it's
That's
about
cool.
music, you know,
Life.
who hits us up. Yeah, like it's mainly with music and just, you know, whatever goes on in our lives. But music, we always hands on. Whenever, you know, he gets an email or I get a DM or whatever the case.
You guys let each other know.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we are about, about certain
we
stuff.
touch base
Yeah.
constantly.
So, with that being said, how do you feel about like texting? Like, would you rather text your people about
That's a
the
good
information
question.
you're learning, or just call them or see them in person? Because like, I personally hate texting, dude. Like, me and him will be
Yeah, I
texting
feel
each
like
other.
We always misread each other.
So
it's like that
bad,
Key and
dude.
Peele skit. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
Where it's like
yeah.
texting each other.
I'm not coming over tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not coming over.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like so buttered,
Yeah.
but the dude on the other end's like, yeah, man, I'm on the way.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it can be misconstrued where it's
Very.
like, you know, I'm misinterpreting something about a band idea
Yep.
or whatever the case. It's more of like that only revolves when we're brainstorming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
it's like, where are you
Literally,
coming from?
that is like the
Yeah,
only
and
time.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, listen to me.
Because there's so
But,
much
yeah.
emotion behind your thought that you're
Yeah.
bringing to the table.
And,
It's like,
yeah, you're
no way,
passionate with
you're
it.
not understanding how I'm texting this to you.
Yeah,
right now, bro.
exactly. And you know, me and my brother being brothers, it's
Yeah,
like
you
of
guys
course
already
we
read
butt
each
heads.
other's
Oh,
minds.
of
Yeah,
course.
but for the most part, we get along. We see a lot of eye to eye when it comes to the direction we want the Violet Sunsets to go in.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. That's
You know, it's just right now we're trying to really knock down on that niche. You know what
Yes,
I
and
mean?
that's the hardest thing, I feel like. is
Yeah.
Finding your niche, yes.
Exactly, and like who your audience is.
Yeah.
Because once you do, it's like double down.
Oh, yeah, then we're really about to go crazy.
Exactly.
We're about to
For
give,
sure.
give you guys everything you want.
Yeah, it's like push to that audience that wants to actually listen. And you know, I've also ran into problems where, just personally for me, it's like go find an audience that's not from your origins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sell way better to strangers
That don't know you, don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
your backstory, don't know like where you're even getting the ideas from the songs that you're making. Because then like someone from town would hear the song and be like, oh, I know exactly what that guy was.
Exactly. That's a guy on 48. Exactly.
That's
great.
We found that out a long time ago. Our dad, like I've said, he was a musician for a long time, so like he gave that peace of mind of like the best way is to sell to strangers.
And how
Yeah,
would you
for
say
sure.
you do that though? Like, because I
Um
feel like it's hard to push to strangers.
yeah.
one thing that we did was like Reddit forums. We go to
Really?
subreddits,
Reddit?
and we would
Okay.
find niches. Like we would do like alternative genre subreddits. We'd post
Yeah.
our link to the YouTube. Some people rip us apart. Some
Yeah.
people
Oh, yeah.
were like, "You're my number one idol." Another thing that we did, we hopped on a stream one time think his name's like Bobby Rips or something. Shout out Bobby Rips.
Yo, shout out Bobby Rips.
I forget what the podcast or the stream's called. But anyways, we paid like $5 or $10 to have our song played in front of his viewers.
Okay.
And
That's
so-
smart.
That is genius.
Yeah,
actually.
so we would just push that of like trying to get our brand out. Because it was like we were facing that problem of like only hometown people wanting to see us
yeah.
and hear from us.
Yeah.
So it's like we had to kind of do that. Sometimes we'll email, like right now we're emailing different music producers, like low end kind of lo-fi music, musical festival film, music producers, all that. And you know, we're just pitching our song to them like, hey, put this in a movie possibly.
Yeah, dude, that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
That would be
We actually
Your guys' music would literally be
Be
perfect
music,
for
movie music.
like the end of, like on TikTok, the end of like a Hulu series.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Oh
like
my
True Detective or
yes.
something.
That would be so amazing. Or
Yeah.
like I was thinking like more of like a drama, like almost like a chick flick kind of thing where you
Okay.
guys could just, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You want me to like
Just
right
some
at the end, bro.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be so
Like,
chill.
what is that? What is that?
Sorry,
Mean
Evan, I
Girls, like a
butchered that.
Mean Girls, like
Yeah.
outros, like
Yeah.
outro song. Yeah.
Well, we would. I mean, we had. I think the newest is we hit up the. Have you guys seen the Long Legs movie
no.
Yeah.
with Nicolas Cage?
Oh my
No.
It's a
God.
weird horror film.
Okay.
And
okay.
and my brother, he emailed like the music director, supervisor, something of that sort, and she got back to us. Yeah.
What?
That's big.
Yeah, she
dude.
hit us up.
That's
She's like, "I'll
pretty
check
big.
it out."
No
so
way. That is so
as long
cool.
as like just that's all you gotta do. Get your foot in the door.
That's all.
Yeah.
And now it's all you need is this
Yeah.
little bit. 'Cause
And
she's
whether
gonna-
it fails
that's
or
in
not.
her head.
But now it's in her head, yeah, and she might see another producer and be like, you know, I didn't really like this, like their music, but you
Yep.
might like their music a lot for one of your movies.
Exactly.
Bam! Now you're in the door
Yeah.
with 3 other people.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's like just get your foot in the door.
That's huge.
and,
That's
and that
awesome.
and that goes just universally, you know, even with content, any of that sort. So the push for it. Oh, we got to reset it.
Yeah. But yeah,
30 minutes already.
I feel like
Time flies.
it does.
horror's a little edgy for you guys though. Do you guys feel
Our
like
second
your
album
music
was
is,
pretty depressing.
Yeah, the cover was like a
Yeah.
little weird.
That's the Sugar
Eerie,
Shack.
a little eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Sugar Shack.
Or wait,
before
I was
it got
thinking of a different.
remodeled.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up.
No worries.
I was
Fact
thinking of a
check
different.
himself.
I was thinking of a different album.
No, the second one that was more of we actually like where we got the idea more was from J. Cole's
Oh, love J.
For Your
Cole.
Eyes Only.
Oh,
We stemmed from that idea.
Okay.
Primarily.
That's my bad.
Because it was like J. Cole, he wrote, you know, that was his most serious album.
yes, for sure.
And
for
then
sure.
he just became a bop train. and-
What do you? How do you feel about like "Love Yours"? Like the song.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that song is just. I
Yeah.
love that song personally. It has
Forest
such
Hill
good
Drive,
lyrics.
that's top tier.
Yes.
For Your Eyes Only record, even KOD. Like I went and
I
saw
love
that
it.
concert, but then
KOD
after
was
that,
Yes.
fell off.
Yeah, I could.
Too much.
I could agree.
He dissed on all these new rappers and then he joins them, and I'm like,
Yes,
Come on.
you low-key have a point there, bro.
You
walk
Where
in
he
contradiction.
disses him and then walks out of the battle. He's like, I don't
Right.
want any of it.
exactly,
Bro, you
It's
can't
like-
throw shade and then walk away from the shade that you're throwing.
I
But
was
he was
thinking
smart.
I was thinking about the Leaves single.
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking about that cover because it's
Oh yeah,
a girl with a tree out of her head.
yeah. It was something kind of spiritual, hypnotic, so to say.
It's cool.
Where we got that idea was like just for the whole song in general was this band called Big Thief. The song's called Simulation Swarm.
Okay.
Ooh,
They're these-
I feel like that could be.
they're
intriguing,
weirdos.
It sounds
yeah.
But I
Metal.
love them.
Yeah.
No, they're like these alternative. Yeah, they're weirdos. They're
I mean,
you know
nothing
like
wrong with
That makes good
but-
music.
Yeah.
yeah, like they make weird music, but it's like that. It's like in that alternative realm of gentle. It's nothing crazy.
Okay.
You know, the drums on it are like my cup of tea. Actually, the song "Leaves" is almost like verbatim to that drumming pattern. So.
Okay. That's
So they're more
awesome.
like melodic.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys took a lot of inspiration
Yeah.
from that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's probably like our top 5 bands that we get inspiration from.
Do you want to give us a quick top 5
Yeah, go ahead.
for the
Yeah.
Violet Sunsets, and then give us a top 5 for Noel.
So probably for us, Evan and them, they're gonna be like, "That's not what I
Be like,
think."
no,
he's lying.
Evan, if
give
you're
a
gonna
shit.
watch this, comment down below and let us know if he's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Correct him if he's.
Yeah, so
he's
top 5 for us. One's called a band called Microwave. They're
Okay.
kind of alternative. Like these are all gonna be alternative.
Yeah,
right?
That's fair.
One Microwave. Two probably Big Thief. Another one Pine Grove. If you guys ever
I
heard.
know
I've
Pine
never
Grove.
heard, I've never heard
Yeah.
any of these.
Yeah, they're
I don't
pretty.
know the first two.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Fourth one, he's gonna diss me on that. Probably Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Dude, no way! I actually know
Yeah.
that. Really? My coworker Curtis plays that all the time at work.
they're a good band.
Yeah, they are. It's funky.
Yeah,
But-
it's some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Some of their songs I can't listen to, but
yeah.
You have that.
What am I? The third one right now?
You're on.
No, you had
you're on-
4.
You
You
had
need one
4.
more.
You're on 5.
One more.
Yep.
Um,
Go back
probably.
to your roots here.
Oh yeah. Probably for us, Gillian Welch.
Okay.
Gillian Welch is this folk alternative artist. She's very dear to us. We're seeing her in November, so
Oh no way! That's awesome.
she does a lot of alternative folk writing of depression, all that sort.
Okay.
So
okay.
Damn.
yeah, no, those are Gillian Welch is probably top for us, honestly.
Okay.
Okay. Now Noel.
Yeah, top 5 for
Oh,
you
fuck.
personally.
So one's John Moreland.
Okay.
He's a folk. It's more not even for drums. It's more just like he's like a
Yeah.
folk
Songwriter.
picker. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Oh no way!
Yeah, he does kind of like complex picking.
Which that
that
is
is
so,
hard.
and it's
Yeah.
so nice to listen to.
Yes,
Like it's so
yes.
nice on the ears.
But when you look at this guy, you're like, this guy came out of IGA. Like you would never think he's
Dilsker
some.
IGA.
Yeah, he's some Mozart out of nowhere.
Okay.
Another one, Jason Isabel. He was part of Drive By Truckers. He's a pretty big
Okay.
influence. Man, I wrote all this down on the way here because I had to recollect. I was like, which ones do I like?
It is hard, especially when you get put on
you
the
can
spot.
you can look at your phone.
Yeah,
if you
need
want.
to pull up your little note.
I'm gonna try to keep it fair. And I'll say Leonard Skinner just because they're
that's
so
a
dear
given.
to
Yeah, that's a
everyone.
given.
That's a given.
Yeah, I mean, I love the drummer artist Pole or Pile or something.
Was he one of the ones that passed?
No, he was the one that
He lived?
survived in the plane crash.
Wow.
He was an ex-military veteran, and he like braced for impact apparently right when the plane crashed.
Really?
I don't know if you knew about Leonard Skinner
I
and
did
their plane
not.
crash.
Yeah,
I
they-
did not.
Maybe we're
more
going
than-
into
Is this like?
Yeah, I was
is it
gonna
like
say,
a
we can-
sus
we can
plane
go in-
crash,
we can
or-
go in-
No. But hold on. Once I name these.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
get back to it.
So
I'll keep that
I
on
said
my
the
head.
third one, fourth one.
What you got?
I gotta look. I'm a cheater,
He's
guys.
caving, he's caving.
I'm a cheater.
Do you like
Wow.
Hot Mulligan?
I've heard of them.
They're pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, the vocals are actually crazy. He's got a shredding like scream that's like it sounds impossible. Like
Really?
it doesn't sound like he should be able
Like
to
a
do that and
human's
not
making that noise?
shred his
Like
throat.
it's like screamo.
It's-
or
It's not. It's more. It's kind of more like the emo punk kind of vibe, but it's got a lot of acoustic. So it's like I don't know, and they have a whole lo-fi album. So it's
Really?
like, yeah, I'll have to show you them after
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
They're
show me,
pretty. They're
definitely.
pretty good.
I take
I
any
like
kind of
lo-fi.
music request, but I actually
Yeah.
just figured out who it was. Paulo Nutini.
Okay.
He's
You'll
the
have
guy
to show
that
me.
made that New Shoes song years ago.
How'd that go?
I got my new shoes on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He's a gem,
way.
dude. He's a
Okay.
good writer. And then the last one, I swear I just had it. I'm so forgetful. Coetzel.
Oh, I love
that's-
that.
yeah,
So
that's-
you like some country?
Yeah, that realm of country.
Okay, so like the Zach Bryan realm, or
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
Tyler
put him-
Childers.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know
Yeah.
Sam Barber?
Sam Barber.
Yeah, straight and narrow.
Zach Top.
Zach
Ooh.
Top.
Dude, you guys gotta get. Dude, I almost said you guys gotta get up on Zach Top. Don't do
Diddy.
that.
I don't
No
know if
Diddy.
I want to.
But Zach
like
Top
Cole
is
Wessel
like
a lot.
he's a new artist, but he sounds 90s. Like you
Ooh, I
know
like
how
that.
90s country used to sing?
Yes,
It's
yes.
a little bit different.
Okay.
Like it's nice. You guys check him out.
Yeah, I'm into that like alternative country almost.
Yeah,
That's
for
kind of
sure.
like what Coe and Zach Bryan is.
Yep.
Even
Yeah.
Childers, where it's like they
Ooh,
talk
I
about
love
these
Tyler.
underlying harsh issues
Yep.
that they encounter.
Yes.
And it's like, I mean, country's country. Any type of music I respect. It's just sometimes it can be a little too. I'm all about realism.
Yeah,
What
for
relates
sure.
to me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yep.
And where I know how I fit in this world.
Yeah.
I'm not the type to get in a truck and start baling hay. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
those
with a-
songs
with a
get real.
chaw,
That's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's why like Nose on the Grindstone by like that's such a good like that song gives me chills
Yes.
Yeah.
when I listen to it.
Well, it's all
Like,
about work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean? Like work
Everyone
hard.
wants to have good
Yeah.
work ethic.
Yeah, and he
Keep your
talks
head
about
straight.
how like they're in those county in Kentucky hills how there's meth problems
Oh
and all that
God.
sort.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
and it's
grandma
totally
lives in
What
those
I was gonna
hills,
say,
bro.
Yeah.
Tyler Childers is like local.
Yeah,
Isn't,
pretty much.
Where's Zach Bryan from?
Zach
Like,
Bryan's from Indiana as well, I believe.
Is
Or
he?
Indiana?
Kentucky.
I thought he's from Oklahoma.
I thought he was from.
He might be.
He
that's
writes
crazy.
a lot of songs about Oklahoma,
Yeah,
so
he
that's what I
does.
would think. But no, Childers, he's relatively close. He was, I believe,
Kentucky?
they're probably gonna fact check me in the comments. Yeah,
Really?
but he was born near Red River Gorge.
Yep, I've
Around
heard
that
that. I've
area.
heard that.
So like Whitesburg.
it literally,
Yeah, like
the,
say Kentucky's in Red River Gorge, so it's like around that realm.
Okay.
He grew up
Yeah.
around them.
I
Damn.
think
So he
the-
really
is the-
was in the
is it-
sticks.
Yeah.
Purgatory.
Yes.
The album that's
Yes.
Kentucky or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
The Roots.
And then he started turning.
He did.
He got sober.
Yeah.
I'm all for sobriety, but
That last album that he released was probably like my cutoff.
yep.
all the hounds.
I don't
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all my hounds go to heaven or something. I
Yeah, it was good, but it was
yeah.
like gospel.
think. It was too. Yeah, it was almost too musical for me. Almost like a musical movie
Yeah.
is how it felt.
It felt like I was just at the Opry for a night.
Yeah.
yeah. Instead of like campfire songs.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where I'm usually having a beer in my hand, like yelling the lyrics because I'm drunk as hell.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's pretty good though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
I
around.
like Tyler a lot.
I mean, he could have kept doing coke, and I would have been cool
Right.
with it, but, no, I'm just
The
kidding.
Leonard Skinner plane crash.
Nah, good for
Oh
him.
yeah. So basically, what happened? I don't know who all was in the plane crash, but basically half of them died. They were on a private jet.
Okay.
And the reason they were using like a private jet is because they were so big back then.
Yeah.
So they need to make it to each stadium,
As
with-
quickly as possible.
Exactly.
With the least amount of.
Yeah, exactly.
interference.
So the day before, Aerosmith was supposed to get on that same plane,
Oh,
and they said no due to mechanical issues.
They knew that there was mechanical issues
Yep.
with the plane.
Yeah, there was.
So why did Leonard Skinner was like, fuck it?
Ronnie Van Zant, the lead singer, I guess he was very persuasive. I have no idea.
He's like, we're getting on this plane.
Yeah, and then
That's
basically
insane.
right after takeoff, some mechanical failure happened, and they had to like crash it on. It was like alongside of a highway or something. I forget. And
That's
yeah,
crazy.
half of them died. The lead guitarist and his sister died. Ronnie Van Zant, the lead singer, he was the guy that like carried this all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was the face of Skinner.
Oh,
basically.
for sure.
For
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
with his iconic hat. And
Yeah,
his long
yeah.
hair.
Yeah, he died.
That's so sad.
I think their manager, both of the pilots, and then somebody else died. But for the majority, like half of them survived. But what sucked was Ronnie Van Zant, the lead singer, died.
Yeah, so when he
Yeah.
died, the band kind of died
Yeah.
with him. Yeah.
I mean, they got his brother in there, but it wasn't the same.
it ain't the same.
Yeah, that's
ain't
like
the
trying
same.
to bring
It's
back
never the same.
Nirvana.
Hey, you're never going to be able to do that.
Dude,
Exactly.
and I hate to say it, like I love Jerry Cantrell and the whole Alice in Chains band, but Lane Staley was
Oh,
Alice
yeah.
in Chains.
That's just
Like,
one more thing that's annoying. It's like you should leave it to rest with the lead singer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I could, yeah.
just
they-
like
they write
Soundgarden.
everything.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's
I agree.
like,
I
you know,
agree.
you should almost respect it. Nirvana did good by respecting it.
They
For
did.
sure.
They did. They
And
did.
then, you know,
That's why
Dave
they stayed
Grohl made his
iconic.
band. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like once you change it, that's like saying, that's like when Coke, if they're like changing up the recipe.
yeah, everybody's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be wanting that shit anymore. They're like, what the hell?
Well, you remember hearing about that in the 80s?
Yeah, they're like they took the Coke out.
Yeah.
Oh, the Coke out of Coke.
Like I don't
Yeah.
want it
Yeah.
anymore.
I'm
They
not
were
drinking it.
They were floored. The public was livid. So
Yep.
it's like
Yeah, you
some
got
things
everybody
are just
drugged
better
It's
to
yeah,
just leave it be.
for sure.
I agree.
Most things.
Most things, yeah.
One thing I want to touch, you guys have a good concept. I really admire what you guys do.
Thank you.
Appreciate
So always know, keep pushing.
Oh, for
'Cause
sure.
Days suck, views suck.
God, yes,
And
dude.
we
Yeah.
make TikToks and it gets 10 likes. I'm like, we suck.
Brutal.
Yeah, yeah,
Brutal.
yeah.
I just
feel
spit all
that.
the time, man.
Yeah, yeah.
it gets, or one of them will get like 800, so I post like 4 more, and those all get 2.
And you're like, where'd all these 800 other people go that just watched this
Exactly.
one? Come back.
What are we doing?
I get put in TikTok timeout jail all the time.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because I just overly post.
You're just posting
Oh,
like
really?
3 posts a day.
Yeah.
But low key,
yeah.
that's the strat, dude. Like,
Yeah.
if you watch any like these TikTok clippers, like the people that clip the famous
Yeah, people want to scroll on your
they're
page.
posting like 10 posts a day.
Yeah.
It's insane. So they got like 50 posts throughout a week. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you could sit there for 4 hours and watch just 1 week of posts for this entire account.
Exactly.
Which is like,
Yeah.
But then they'll shadow ban you, like if you're not relevant enough.
yeah,
And
which
they'll,
is so
they'll,
stupid.
they'll think it's like some duplicate thing that you're doing.
You're just trying to like cheat the system almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Because it's like if one sells, you could just keep uploading
That
that.
same, yeah.
Yeah.
You could just keep freaking trying to pull pennies from that
Yeah.
same thing.
But dude, TikTok, they're kind of relentless right now. You can get away with posting a lot. I know, for,
God.
like, I don't know if you guys had posted, like, I don't know, a couple months back, but they were like, they had such harsh stipulations.
Guidelines.
Yeah,
are
they
strict.
would go so hard. But now, since, like, I think it's because they're getting closer to the band, I think they're just more lenient.
They're like, fuck it, we don't care.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing murder and shit
Oh
on
yeah,
there
yeah.
now.
And I'm seeing like some like conspiracy theories that got me genuinely thinking about life. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, yeah.
Like no wonder they're trying to ban this app.
That video you sent me about Diddy, which we called that.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
Yes,
saw
we
that
called that
episode.
shit off rib, bro. I
We
had someone
called
come
that.
up to me last night and was like, no way y'all called that, bro.
Dude, we knew
Like,
it.
You got me geeking.
We heard
over
one rumor and we were like, listen, we got this, and this on him.
this. Yeah.
Tell me he's freaking innocent. And then
And then we also talked about like how it's not just Diddy that's gonna go down, bro. We're gonna see the fall of like
Did you-
over half
Bro.
of everyone that's
Yeah.
in any type of job. Like
We'll see political figures.
politicians, athletes,
Yep.
actors, like dude, everyone, bro, and it's crazy. Like the governor of New York straight handed Diddy
And
the keys to
dude,
New York last
yeah.
year,
I
bro.
bet
Like,
you
what?
$1 million.
Now he's there for fraud.
Yeah, now he's
I-
indicted.
I bet you $1 million. They did the same thing that Nickelodeon did to Drake Bell to Justin Bieber.
Probably.
I
No,
bet
I
you
think
the same
they did
thing.
way worse things.
I
to
feel so
to
bad
Justin
for that
Bieber,
kid, bro.
Yeah.
That's
They-
terrible.
Well,
Usher
even the
straight-
term of freakouts, like, it
Freak
sounds
outs.
so,
Yeah,
like,
bro. Freak outs
messed
is
up.
nuts.
That's so
Like,
like
what you doing?
Yeah.
sinful, bro. Like
Did you
Yeah.
see the beds on the basketball courts?
yeah,
No.
Bro.
Oh, dude, they play basketball naked. They just
No.
run up and down
No,
the court
and they
naked, and
would
then
literally
pull
take
over.
they would take videos of people having playing basketball naked.
No.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
At
It
the
was
wild
freakout
shit.
party?
I thought, yeah, bro.
Wild shit, bro.
Oh,
messed
Diddy,
up.
what are we
doing, bro?
So I read something the other day. So there's this Diddy's mentor. His name was Clive. I forget his last. Clive Davis, and he was the one that took Diddy underneath his wing,
Okay.
and kind of did some Diddy things to Diddy.
Yeah.
And Diddy got pissed that these things got done to him. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he turned around and was like, I'm doing it to every single person I meet in my life. So I have dirt on everyone.
Yeah.
No one can ever make me feel the way that dude just made me feel. And it's
Yeah.
just like
I could
crazy
see that.
how this one person caused another person to be the downfall of so
Well,
many
yeah,
other
and like
people.
more than 5 or 6 people that had like some kind of relation with his ex-wife ended up dying or being super sick, like
Pneumonia.
comatose.
Really? With the
With pneumonia.
Cassie chick you're talking
Yeah.
about? Really?
Oh, dude.
Which that's all out of her like book, which
Yeah.
they don't even know if that
If
was
that
written
was
by
her
her.
word, yeah.
Which
Oh,
that,
bro.
yeah, and which that wasn't really.
Exposing.
They don't know for sure if that was written by her,
Okay.
because she's dead.
Yeah.
But
I gotcha.
I mean,
Who's to say it's
who
not?
else would get all those facts?
Right.
lined
And how
up?
would you know all that amount of detail to be able to even write it down? Like,
Yeah.
It's
I don't
kinda
know.
messed
She
up.
was exposing him for everything.
He's
dude.
definitely, this is going to be nothing but a classic case of Epstein all over again.
And I feel like it might just get swept underneath the rug.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most worried about.
Well, it's federal court. They're like, no cameras. So it's
Yeah.
like, people can't know, huh?
Why can't we
Wonder
know?
why.
The biggest case that we've ever seen come through the United States in the past 150 years,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
we can't know
About
what's going on?
Exactly. They're like, no, it's a policy. It's a rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck your policy, bro.
Yeah, and then we get these half-ass paintings of Diddy with his, and those
Yeah.
those art pictures are never what they look like.
Never, bro. Never.
And they're like, yeah, Diddy was in court today. The thing because some of it's just kind of comical because it's like the whole thing, the whole coin term that they're using is the baby oil.
yeah.
they're pushing for that
1,000 bottles.
so hard.
Dude, yeah.
And
Not all of it
his
was
lawyer
big.
had mentioned, they're like, yeah, like, you know, he buys in bulk.
He buys them from Costco.
He's like, there was a Costco around the corner, bro.
Costco comes out and
Yeah,
tweets.
yeah.
They're like,
like-
we don't even sell baby oil, bro. We don't even have baby oil in
that,
stock.
Exactly.
I got his bitch ass.
Bro got
When
sold.
Costco,
Sorry,
they're
guys, that
like,
was
even
bugging me.
Costco don't want to be involved.
Yeah. And
Dude,
so-
that's I can't even. The fact that his lawyer, first off, heard the case and was like, "Yeah,
I got this.
I got this guy."
Yeah.
He's
Like,
not guilty.
Yeah.
Like, why did he even try and plead not
But then
guilty?
he follows up with, he's done some things, but that doesn't mean he's a bad person. I'm like,
Just because the parties were Diddy's parties doesn't mean Diddy was diddling. Like, what are you, bro? The
It's
dude
like-
is in the middle of all of it.
how
I got your
does
baby oil in 4K.
yeah, bad.
I don't think it was all baby oil.
1,000's crazy. I don't
think
care
I
what
think
it was.
Some of it was like the drugs that he was using to keep people like under his influence.
I could see
Because
that.
there was
they
like
said like more than half of it was GHB,
GHB, yeah, which is like
kind of like a roofie
colorless,
Really?
yeah, odorless, tasteless, like
drug, and it makes
So
you
if you put it in baby oil, it literally
Dude.
looks like baby oil.
which is crazy because
could-
I just
I could
saw a
see that.
video of Cardi, Playboy Cardi. He got pulled over the other day, and there was a girl in the back, and she could not speak.
Like could not put a
Not,
sentence.
you know, when you're drunk, like even when you're blackout drunk, can't see, you can like kind of say words.
You're a little coherent.
Yeah.
Like home.
She was like, like he was like people were starting to think that maybe he
He's
like
just
had
drugging
a
girls?
few people in the back,
like
like
shot.
yeah. And
He's probably hanging out with Diddy,
he was
bro.
like, don't worry about her. She just drunk. Like,
She
I was
ain't
like,
drunk, bro.
dude, no.
Is she on a 5-day bender?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what the fuck?
Like, somebody get her some
I was like,
help.
and why is everybody else in the car sober? Like,
Except
Yeah.
for her.
that don't add up.
That does not
And
add
it
up.
sounded like she was saying searching. So that was like the big factor.
No
I'll have to pull up the
way.
video.
Yeah, we're
but
gonna have to.
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up.
He's guilty.
What these stars can
Oh,
do.
dude, he's so guilty.
My theory is, like, he had some beef on, like, Michelle Obama and Barack.
Okay.
That's somebody made a tweet about that. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah. Well,
it's
everybody
like,
knows to take everything we say.
Wait, are
on
we
this
talking about
podcast.
Diddy? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
were talking about Cardi for a second.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
Oh no!
That's crazy.
No,
No,
we're
just
talking
to
about
come
Diddy.
back from the
Yeah,
the whole
okay.
Diddy thing. Yeah, I think he's got some political figures that he would record, and I think that's why they're so like trying to persuade to like prosecute him. It's like hush
Okay.
hush.
But I feel
It's
like
like Epstein all over.
I feel like at the same time, it's like, okay, this is like, it's horrible to say, but what is this whole Diddy situation covering up? Like,
Yeah.
this is obviously something to get all of the general public's attention on the Diddy case. What's going on over here while we're all looking over here? That's what I want to know.
I
Elections.
get that.
Yes, bro.
And that's what everybody's been saying. And we also got the earthquakes and the freaking earthquakes. Tsunamis,
Yes.
and
Yeah, yeah.
hurricanes.
Yes.
Like, they're not really tsunamis, but like 20 foot of water.
60 plus mile per hour winds, like
We just
crazy
had like
shit.
55 something last night in Indiana.
Yeah,
like,
like-
we're way far away. We shouldn't even be.
Atlanta's flooded.
Yeah, like, what are we doing?
Florida is like
I was
damn
gonna
near
say,
underwater.
isn't North Carolina messed up too?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And
Tennessee's messed up.
Yeah, like
They had to rescue a whole hospital.
that's
to
so
evacuate.
sad,
That's
dude.
insane.
I just, I think with elections coming up, I think it's kind of like a cash grab. Like, distract as much as you can.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
From the real things.
From the real problems.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah.
I'll tell you
I
what,
gotcha.
the assassination, though, that's one for the books.
That's crazy. Twice.
yeah.
twice.
Twice.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, we're
that
living
tells
history.
you something, bro. If like people are like trying that hard to eliminate this man, he is obviously doing something that is like generational. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Whether
this-
it's like if you agree or not, it's like someone wants to whack him.
for some reason of him doing like, I feel like it's because they know he's gonna do so good. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
They know he's gonna fix the country.
yes, bro, and like, yeah, bro, Donald Trump.
Sorry if you guys.
We hate
Trump.
talking about politics, bro. They both suck. They both are awful.
Yeah.
They both suck. But like, and what's awful for us people that are voting is like, we know they both suck, but we have to pick one that
You
sucks
have to play
less.
with the
Yeah,
cards that
it's
you're
the
dealt.
lesser
Yeah.
of evil.
It's exactly
You gotta
who
choose
is the lesser of evil.
And I mean, at the end of the day, like, no matter what, I think all politicians. I think there's some
Evil.
there's some manipulation that's thrown somewhere. I mean, whether it's Republican like Bush trying to tell us like invading the Middle East is a good thing, or if it's like some liberal, they're like, oh, we're trying to get it out of Afghanistan. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think people should focus more on policy than how big everyone's showing, how big they are.
How big
How
their last
relevant.
name is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I watched a old debate video the other day from like the 1990s elections.
Yeah.
And when these two dudes are upstage debating, they're like, yeah, Jim, you know what? I honestly agree with like a few things you were saying there, but I also disagree with this, and this, but I feel like we should come together over our differences to make the country better.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when you watch the debates, it's like, he's lying. No, she's lying.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's
I
lying.
didn't say that.
You're a
Everyone's
horrible
full of
person. It's like, dude, we can't have any commodity
They're
here.
just
like,
arguing.
Exactly.
It's not a
Grown
debate.
people.
It's an argument.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
they don't even talk about how they're going to make the world better.
Yeah, they
pick
just
two
talk about
topics
how the
and
other
on it.
person's going to make
Yeah.
the world worse.
Yes, bro.
Like, dude, I saw the newest election thing, and they did it like it was a WWE intro. They're like, blue versus red, and it's like, show yourself. And you're like,
ding, ding.
what in the world is going on here?
Why are we
It's
making like a
sad,
theatrical
bro.
out of this? This
Exactly.
is supposed to be
And
serious.
our actual president right now has not made like any kind of real appearance like
No.
in months.
No, they keep him
like,
in the dark.
Dude is just sitting in his
What is he
bed right
doing,
now,
bro? Like,
binging
what is he
Netflix.
doing for the
Like,
country
He's
right
just
now?
riding it out.
Yeah. I think he's
It's
doing
so
what he's always
crazy.
done, bro.
Yeah.
Being controlled.
We're
He's
just,
just
like,
being
Yeah.
controlled.
free balling right
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
The whole
student
country.
loans, what they did, at least on the blue side, they put a halt to him one last time.
Yeah.
Even though they got rejected like a couple months
Yeah.
back, he's trying it again because my student loans got paused. And
Mine
it's
didn't.
it's just really
That's weird.
depending on what loan you did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you went
I was
through
gonna say-
financial aid, like not a Parent Plus loan,
Yeah.
then the Parent Plus loan you have to pay. But
Okay.
if it came just out of financial aid,
Like
I
from
believe
the government.
yeah, they put a pause, and it was like one last Hail Mary that they'll do to try to,
I was gonna say, bro, I'm still paying. I was like, bro, they screwed me.
I
on
need
that
to look
one.
into this.
Yeah.
they're picking and choosing.
Yeah.
They would do.
hilarious.
They would
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, we just live in a world of silliness, I feel
We
like.
do,
yeah.
man. We do.
Overexposure
Everything's
to the
silly.
internet can be too much.
Oh, we've talked about that. Like the internet's a good and bad thing. And
For
me
sure.
personally, I feel like the internet's brought more bad to the world than good.
Yeah.
But the
Mostly.
good that it's brought is so good that it overshadows all the
Yeah.
bad.
I
So
mean,
it's like-
information, like, it's good that we can access any type of information.
Anything.
We can learn about different villages in Africa,
Cultures.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what they do, whatever the case. But it's like, then you have that distraction media where it's
Yes.
like false information.
Brain
Well,
rot.
and
You
you
know,
have that
brain
like,
rot, exactly.
if everything shuts off, what do you know? Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
you're
You
done.
know what you
don't
knew
know
at- from that
anything.
point on.
You can't
Yeah.
get anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to think about like grandpas, how they would always have this way of saying like they would be like, "Oh, this and this," and it's like
Yeah.
once we got the internet, we're like, "Grandpa's a liar."
Yeah, Grandma's been lying this whole time.
yeah, that's all we knew.
But who's to say that the facts that we got off the internet aren't lying too?
Exactly.
That's what always gets me whenever I'm like looking something up. I always look at it from that point of view. Like this could be false too. So
Yep.
like
exactly.
I changed my view on that when I first figured out that Wikipedia could be changed by anyone.
anyone can
Yeah,
be
I was
edited by
like-
anyone.
I was like, really?
I was
Except-
blown away at that too.
I
Yeah,
would like
bro.
copy and paste full descriptions, like like.
I used to do my papers on Wikipedia.
dude. Wikipedia was my whole shit. Like,
Yeah, bro. Little did I know, little Timmy down the streets fucking writing that Barack Obama loves dinosaurs or something.
yeah. Or Michelle's a man.
Yeah.
Michelle
Oh,
Obama.
God.
I've heard that one.
I've heard that too.
yeah, that one's.
Some of the
I mean, but
facts,
I
bro,
have seen
are very believable.
some pics that
A
are
little
like,
bit.
Dude, she got a whole Adam's apple, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
like, yo,
down there?
in college? What are we doing?
literally.
We should make her bench press. See how much she can really do.
She probably lives
Nah,
more
she
than
just-
Barack, bro.
Yeah.
She'd fake it, bro. She would just.
She
probably
would.
would.
Oh,
Yeah, it's nothing.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to quit with those emotes.
Lift
on-
that shit,
on
man.
Screen.
Yeah, we got.
God. We're always putting something in our mouth on screen, and it's like
I'm eating.
I
Oh,
zoomed
really?
in on dude. Nerd gummy clusters.
Shouting. We're not sponsored.
It should
They're
be.
so good.
Should be, dude.
Yeah.
I could eat this whole bowl right now.
Yeah, if I didn't have a Zen in, I would.
You'd be munching too.
Nerds
Yeah.
gummy clusters.
You
are
like the old Zinnies?
shiznit.
Yeah, I could be an ambassador.
Really?
I got so many
Really?
points I could get an iPad.
Bro's about to get an 80-inch flat screen TV.
Because of his Zimbabwe purchases.
I've been riding the train since
I was about to
freshman
say,
year
yeah, how
of
long
high
have you-
school
okay.
or
No
college.
No
Okay.
shot,
Yeah.
bro.
So were you always on the Zen train? Did you ever try like the other side of the nicotine?
I did rogues. Oh, I mean, I vaped for a
Yeah,
long
that- yeah,
time.
like-
Yeah. I did it, like
Vaping's
I was part of the
annoying,
Juul
bro.
epidemic.
Nah.
So like started when you're 16.
Oh
and
yeah.
Back when flavors were flavors.
Oh hey, we got the mango,
know what I mean?
mango.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro,
Oh,
you
man.
give me a fresh
Coffee,
mango
bro?
pod, dude.
the coffee, you guys remember that? Creme brulee?
the cream brulee.
That was like everything.
I
to me.
personally
I'd
hated
wake
that
up
one,
and
bro.
just like.
You like the creme brulee?
I
one?
hated
I would
that one
literally. I
personally.
mean, well, what year did you start? You were 16, right?
So it was 2016.
So
yeah.
you're 2 years ahead. So I was like 8th grade.
Yeah, that's
when
when
I
I was
started.
8th grade. Too.
And I would just hit it like
Joel got
I
us
would hit it
all.
like in the morning before school
Yeah,
and
bro,
just
you
like
literally
throw
laying
it
in bed
under
like,
my pillow and be like, all right, I'm gonna go to
Yeah,
school,
I
like
ain't
ride this
telling
out.
anyone.
I'm gonna ride this out.
this
the whole
one
day.
rip got me the whole day. Bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Remember that? That
And
was
then
like the crazy
it
days
just
back
slowly crept up on me.
Well, dude, I did this one thing. What happened was once the ban was implemented on Juul for the flavorings because
Yep.
they're marketing toward
then.
children.
Literally two
obviously.
children.
Oh yeah.
They were purposely, and I remember they started going away the mango pod. So I went to the Shell. I think we
Yeah.
all know where
Oh,
the
yeah.
Shell
Oh,
is.
of course.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I went there, and he was selling them. He like price gouged me pretty good.
Oh, they do.
I
Shout
paid
out
$30
Bob.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I paid $30 for each mango thing. I go there, like I leave, I go to hit it at a party or something. He filled them. He's
No
lying.
shot,
You got
bro.
fleas.
He's lying.
You got
Dude, do
fleas.
you guys remember those knockoff ones too?
Yeah,
that
but
came
no,
out?
he filled the real ones, and that's what
wild.
that's what pissed me
Crazy.
off.
That has to be
bro.
illegal.
So I went back there. I was like, "Hey, man, like."
I know you filled this shit up,
Like,
cuz.
I
Yeah.
know this is vegetable.
I was like,
oil,
it's
dog.
open. And he was like, no refund. I'm like, big bummer. So what I did
Oh,
was I
that's tough.
contacted Juul. I hit him up straight up.
No shot.
And I was like, here, I even got their store number. I got their store
Dang,
location.
bro.
I'm ratting.
I was digging.
I flipped. I don't care.
That's amazing.
I paid $60 for nothing,
Yeah,
basically.
bro. For fake vapes.
Exactly. I tried to sell it to my friend, and I felt bad because I was jipping him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I
already
give
got
me him
jipped,
back.
yeah.
Yeah. So I hit up Juul. I gave him the store location, and they reimbursed me for the legit ones off the website.
No way.
Yeah, and I was
That's
like,
crazy.
That is actually crazy.
I was also young, so
Yeah.
I
That's
faked
nuts.
it.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I did,
Dude,
Well, I
Jay-
had to. I paid like $60. $60 when you're
Back
17.
then, dude,
Yeah,
that's like
that's-
$150.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole Big Lots check.
Facts.
So I was trying to hold on to it.
Big box is crazy.
Check crazy.
I used to work there.
As soon as they I was 17, and then dude, Trump was in office, and I was like probably 2 or 3 weeks away from turning 18. They changed the
To
rule
21.
to 21.
Yeah.
That was
And I was
detrimental.
literally like,
I thought I was gonna be
skipping around,
grandfathered
bro.
in.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
no, that
like,
ain't how it worked.
I was so hyped, bro. And then as soon as they changed, I was like,
Well, that was like, dude, like
That's
Mitch
tough.
Manford, bro. He literally turned 18, and then the next day after he turned 18, they were like, yeah, it's 21 now, and he was like, he thought he was grandfathered in, so
Yeah,
he went
yeah.
into the store, and they were like, nah, like you have to be 21.
Yeah, I
Dude,
know.
I
He was
would've-
like, whoa, I just
bullshit.
waited all these years, bro. Now I have to wait another 3.
Yeah. I went up to Indy for college, and it was like I still had to ask everyone that's older, like, "Hey, can you go get me this?"
Yeah.
Even though we're all adults at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Literally.
And it's
We're all
crazy
the
that you
same
can
at that
vote.
point, you could go to war, but you couldn't smoke a cigarette.
Like, dude,
I
there's
know.
people in our own freaking army that can't even have a legal beer. They can't even
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
legal drink. That's bonkers to me. Like the fact that we can vote at 18, but you can't have a legal drink until you're 21 is just like
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
we got that
actually nuts.
mix. Like we got that backwards.
I wonder why they decided that. I don't understand why they would. Just because it's like you're willing to risk your life, then drink a beer.
Yeah.
Like one beer's not gonna kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
yeah, even if you were to drink one and God forbid go drive,
Yeah.
you can legally have one beverage and go drive, like because you're not blowing over
Exactly.
the legal limit whatsoever.
Like
So
you'll
it's
be okay.
Yeah.
And especially the vape and like the nicotine in general, like you gotta be 21. I understand that tobacco companies they push for like we're all victims to it. You know what I mean?
Bad.
Yeah.
We were all
we got
for
freaking
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, we got screwed, but at the same time, it's like you go let someone fight a war, and and you won't let them puff on a cigarette.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
like,
yeah, and
that's a
like
little
that's the thing, dude.
ridiculous.
Is like our parents when they were our age, it was cigarettes for them. Like we
Yeah.
just evolved. We got vapes instead of cigarettes now, and we
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
freaking pens instead of bud, and that you're freaking trying to hide outside
Yeah.
back smoking.
I remember the old, like, I love when older people are always like, that vaping shit. And I'm just like, yeah, just smoking.
Yeah.
After you just ate a whole
Smoking Marlboro
pack.
Reds
Yeah,
ought
yeah.
to do the trick, right?
That's better, yeah.
You walk in contradiction.
And now, I'm not even kidding. All of those people that said that stuff
Are
have
vaping.
one of those freaking fogs.
Yes.
And they're puffing on it,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
the vape box mods, I remember I had one, and I had the non-nick. So I would just do
Oh,
it for
yeah.
the clout.
Yes, literally, I went
That's
through
what I
that
would do.
same phase.
I just wanted to do tricks, bro.
I literally just wanted
Yeah.
to do tricks because tricks were low key cool as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you see some of those videos when they're in the studio, dude, and it's like
They'd have
going
like the
in,
white
bro,
LEDs
Some
on.
funnel
bro.
vortex.
Yes,
like,
he's got
it
like
was wild.
6 circles in the air. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
He's doing a jellyfish. I'm like, what?
I was
that
at
was-
studio vape so much I had a little punch thing.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
get the
yeah,
BOGO
yeah.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
They got an
remember,
app
bro,
now.
when
They got
Tom-
Do they?
integrated. Yeah.
Oh, they're progressive.
They got an app now. Yeah.
Thompson worked there, dude, and I would always text him and be like, hey, bro, I know I'm underage, but, like, you gotta let
trying
me
to, like,
slide in.
vibe?
He was like, no, man, no way, I can't do it. I
Yeah.
was like, dang.
Attaboy though.
They audited them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like B-Walk though.
They
Like
got
our
bro
friend,
mic'd up.
yeah, Bailey Whitelock. Like if you come into his bar down there and you're not 21, he ain't gonna let you stay in there.
No.
Even
Yeah.
if you're his best friend,
He ain't gonna lose
can't.
his job over that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, people can lose their liquor license.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're losing
that-
like your whole job right there.
Yeah.
The building license, everything. Bro. They're gonna shut you down.
And usually that's kind of like a hometown problem, so to
Yeah.
say.
It is.
Let your friends eat
It
too,
is,
right?
It is.
It can be
is.
problematic.
Yeah,
want
I used to
everybody
do
to have
that.
fun.
I worked at Flavors in high school, and dude, people would come through constantly and be like, "Hey, yo, you gonna let me get a free milkshake?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "That takes me like 5 minutes, and there's like 30 cars behind you, so like I don't really want to do that
Yeah.
Right?
unless you're gonna
Unless
tip
you're
me
paying.
like $40."
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just to turn tables a
Yeah,
little
of
bit.
course.
What kind of realm of music is your guys' primarily?
Ooh, okay.
You can start.
You want me to
Whoever
start?
wants to
ahead.
go, be my
ahead.
guest.
Before we start this, I'm gonna hit the flip.
Yep, restart it.
That's an hour.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I don't know. I feel like here recently, it's my music taste has kind of been changing, just because like I don't know. I've been growing as an individual and also maturing in my mind as well. So like when I was in high school, you know, I liked the NLE Choppa, the
Yeah,
hard like
yeah,
Chief Keef, bang bang, shoot shoot, kill kill kill.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I'm
Yep.
kind of like I'm past that stage. I'm more on like the dad rock now. I'm a big country fan, love country. I'll still listen to rap here and there. Like I like a good Juice WRLD song always. But yeah, I've really been getting big into the country and rap. And then there's like I don't know what the genre is. You could probably help me with this. Like, do you know who Lil Peep is? The artist.
Yeah, yeah.
What would his genre of music?
It's like
Kinda
emo,
like
rap.
emo
Emo
rap.
rap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like emo
Him,
rap
like
and then like
X.
indie too. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
indie
yeah.
music.
Indie, yeah, it's for me, it's like all music is good
Yeah.
until it's not. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like
pretty
it's
much.
all about how you relate. I think
Yeah.
as we get older, we want to relate to
what we're
certain
listening to.
genres.
It's how it makes you feel.
Yeah. So like the
overall.
NLE shit, dude, I was the same way. Me and all my friends, we loved Shot a Boy.
Oh, bro, before
All
a football
that.
Shot
game,
a Flow 3.
I think I'm a
Yes.
straight thug, dude.
Yeah.
I'm throwing gang signs up and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
is this really me?
But then
Boogie with the hoodie.
yeah, and then I start to look. I'm like, I grew up around cornfields. It's kind of hard to relate.
I'm not a gangbanger, bro. Come
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
And I think that's like a high school thing that everyone thinks they're. It's almost
For
like
sure.
I'm the hottest shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
everybody's
mean?
like trying to be
It's that
bigger than what
mentality.
they are.
Yeah. yeah, But then like I think your music really tells what kind of character
Person
you are.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And yeah, that's where I was wondering the evolution of how you guys listen to music.
And for some reason, here recently, what I've really been getting into is like the 2000s to like 2010, like pop. Mm-hmm. So like Bulletproof, the song Bulletproof by La Crux or something, I think
That's
is
a
how you
good
say
one.
her name. Britney Spears, Ellie Goulding, freaking all of that, like that type
That's
of
awesome.
music,
Mm-hmm.
like Black Eyed Peas. That
That's
I
just-
feel like
yeah,
that's when music
nostalgia.
was music, bro.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like 2016 music was like revolutionary.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
like we
a
hit
good
a
year.
peak in 2016. when
Even
it
with
came to
rap,
music.
it was like
Everything. Like
Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty.
we had all the
all that.
SoundCloud
Dude, even
rappers,
Kanye
bro.
was doing good
Yeah,
back then. He was,
everyone
yeah.
was. J. Cole, Eminem,
Had to go
Drake.
and ruin it.
Yeah.
Everyone was doing good. All the country singers were killing it. Like
Yeah,
Yep.
even alternative rock music, Nickelback, or like
Creed.
alternative, for an example, like Weezer. They weren't even doing that bad back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Weezer was a big. I mean, not everyone knows their songs, but it's like Weezer was part of our alternative early 2000s.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You
I
know,
love
like
Weezer. I got a poster for Weezer.
Say It Ain't So.
Say It
Beverly
Ain't So.
Hills.
I will
Yep.
not go.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
such a banger.
Yeah, Blink 182 even.
Oh,
like
I
they
love
were
some Blink
bops.
182, bro.
But
Yes.
then I think it's like we get so used to it's almost like when they make a prequel of a movie.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
it's never gonna be as good.
yeah, it's like making Step Brothers 2.
Yeah.
Never,
We don't need to see
It wasn't
that
even
shit.
gonna be close, dude. Like Step Brothers was like
It was golden.
solidified, bro.
Exactly.
You didn't need to do anything
Talladega
better.
Nights.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
crew.
Leave
like,
it on top is like the whole thing.
Yeah. for
Like
sure.
just don't make it just for like a cash grab, so to say.
Yeah. like that's the only reason they're making the next movie is
Mm-hmm.
because they saw how much money they made on the first,
Yep.
Exactly.
which is sad.
The writing will never be the same.
Uh-uh.
Or there's just too much PC culture. Like
And I-
Yep.
everyone wants to be content.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like it almost goes back to that statement you had earlier of where like they're almost trying too hard to make the sequel. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To where like when the first movie was made, it was everybody's first time being together. Everybody came together, made a freaking movie that they didn't even think was going to be that good. Mm-hmm. Ended up being the best movie of their careers, and now they're like, "Damn, we really got to try
gotta
hard to
lock
make
in for
another
this
one
one."
just
Yeah.
as good," and
Exactly.
they never
That's
do.
what
Exactly.
we might go see Beetlejuice this weekend, and I'm feeling like Beetlejuice 2 might be
A
like
flop.
that. Like
Yeah.
it might be a flop.
I mean, see, look at the uptick of prequels that people have made in these past couple of years.
Yep.
It's because one, PC culture, they don't want to offend anyone, so it's like making some new. If they made Step Brothers today, it
Oh my
probably wouldn't
God.
get passed.
No.
They'd be like, "This is too offensive."
Did you touch my drum set?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They'd be like, "People have personal responsibility. We can't make it for this reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to offend."
The world's too soft now, bro. There's
Yeah.
too many freaking snowflakes.
I think that's why like we like old music. Like
It's because it was,
it's
like,
got that.
real. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say hard because it's like a poor like that's like
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I need a
that's-
better
that's
vocab
kinda-
word, but it
yeah.
was like hard music, dude. It
Yeah.
was like,
I listen to that's a good amount of what I listen to is like I love Tool.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
Really?
an ongoing
Oh,
Out of
joke.
all
dude.
bands,
That's an
Tool?
ongoing joke. I know, but
I just would have never thought.
I'm just impressed by the drumming mostly.
It's complex.
I love Danny Carey and
Mm-hmm.
I love the whole band. Like I love the vocals, I love the guitar, everything. It's just so complex and like.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Tool. Like I don't know. Alice in Chains has always been a big
Yeah.
one. I don't
Wayne
know. Ever
Staley.
since I got into rock, it's just been Jerry Cantrell's songwriting is crazy.
Yeah.
And then like trying to think, Rush.
Yeah.
Rush is big.
I used to so I grew up with like I was really obsessed with MTV behind the music.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I was obsessed with the rock gossip of it all.
could you tell me? I'm gonna kind of give you a little brain quiz here.
All right.
What was the first song ever played on MTV?
Oh shit.
Was it Smells Like Teen Spirit?
No.
That's
a good guess, though. That was a banging guess.
That was around that time too.
Yeah. Pearl Jam?
No.
Yeah, it's
I'll give you
anyone
one
that
more
was
guess.
big
Yeah.
with MTV.
It's a weirder song. I
know.
can't lie. It's a bit of a weirder song.
I would think like around the grunge era, like
Yeah.
Soundgarden, Audio Slave.
yeah, I'm guessing Audio Slave.
No, it's I can't remember the name of the song. It's like we got to move these refrigerators.
Oh, that I
Oh.
know that Money
What is
for
it?
Nothing.
Money for Nothing by Dire,
Dire
Straits.
Straits.
Really?
That was the first song ever played on MTV. Yeah.
Really?
That's a
Yeah.
banging song.
That
though. I
guitar
never
is-
love
even
that
knew
song.
that.
That guitar is pretty nice.
Yeah,
in the
first song
beginning.
ever played on MTV.
That's crazy. I
Money
mean, they
for
do.
Nothing.
They do say they talk about it.
Money
They do.
for
Yeah.
nothing. I'm gonna have
Chicks
to look
for
that
free.
up. I'm gonna have to
It's
look
a good
that up.
song.
Oh,
It
it's a
gets
banging
old
song.
after probably the second play though.
But it's
Really?
like a weird song, like I said. Yeah, like they're like the lyrics themselves, the words are just like
it's like
what
they're
the-
talking. He's like,
Yeah.
what's he say, bro? You got the microwave oven.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what?
These color TVs.
Yeah.
It's like what, bro?
He's just looking around saying whatever.
He's just saying
Pretty
words,
much.
but it
Oh,
sounds
shit.
good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, MTV behind the music, it was good because it's like you heard the rock gossip, you heard how bands formed.
Yep.
You know, and
You
it
heard
was,
when they were beefing.
yeah,
Yes,
and it
bro.
wasn't just Rob Deerdeck like showing,
Fantasy Factory, bro.
yeah,
Dude.
as
Big
well as
Black.
like ridiculousness. It was prior to all that, where
Yeah.
it was just primarily music. That's what MTV is.
It's literally, yeah.
They
That's
should've-
literally
dude,
what it is.
They should have kept that vibe. Like,
Oh yeah.
if
They
they would have
should've.
kept like Fantasy Factory, like the MTV, like the music, like whole channel thing, like
Yeah.
that would have kept the vibe. I used to have like MTV
T-shirts. The
Like,
Yeah.
T-shirts went hard, bro. I
Mhm.
can't even lie. Like,
Same thing with like the like Jackass T-shirts because
Yeah.
they were part of MTV.
Yeah.
So it was like during those realms, MTV was so good.
it was
Oh,
banging,
yeah.
dude. Jackass is all those movies are
Yeah.
so good.
Now they're too old.
They are, and now they're all like hurting. Like they're all hurt,
Yeah.
broken bones
Yeah.
and shit.
I'm pretty sure Johnny Knoxville's not all there anymore.
No, he's definitely a CTE for sure.
He's got some look to him, like.
Yeah. Steve-O, you can barely even hear anymore. He's like, yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah,
like,
but he's still doing stunts. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, come on.
He's sober and annoying though.
Yeah,
He's like, you know, you heard about that contract with Jackass. He
Yeah.
asked for more money. I'm like, dude,
Bro.
just take it as is.
Yeah.
stop
He
being a
probably get-
diva. You're already making millions,
He
bro.
probably gets paid $5 million for the movie.
Exactly.
So, like, who gives a shit?
yeah.
But whatever.
It's like
greed.
Jamar Chase, bro.
Yeah,
He's a little
that's the-
diva. He just didn't want to make a contract with the Bengals because he wasn't getting as
Oh.
much money as what he thought he deserved.
Yeah, yeah. There's always a say.
Bro's playing
I
like
hate that.
ass this
Who
season.
was that?
Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Bro's
I
playing
heard,
like
I
ass.
heard that about him.
He's gonna see this and he's gonna be like,
Yeah, right.
Screw these three white guys.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like, kid, you're banned.
yeah.
Dude,
You're like
we
Violet
literally-
Sunsets, Depth and Glory.
We're never listening to that band, bro.
Yeah, you don't know me.
That's great.
Yeah, well, stop being a freaking diva, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
Lock in.
Right?
Well, Noel, do you have any other fun stories?
Well,
or...
I kind of wanted to bring up this point that
Oh.
that hadn't gotten brought up yet.
Bet.
You guys did a Love Sosa
Oh my God! Yeah,
cover
I
mix,
forgot.
bro.
What's
What
up
is
with
that about?
And it's not up.
Yeah.
It's not up anymore.
No, so we want to redo it. More of like a TikTok song.
Please do.
Okay.
Make it
Yeah.
go viral on
Yes,
TikTok.
bro.
Awesome.
Yes.
It used to be on SoundCloud,
Okay.
and
No way.
I think it's not there anymore. My brother used to post on SoundCloud before we started doing Apple
Yeah.
and Spotify. There was easier,
It
it's
is.
easier to upload it on SoundCloud.
For sure.
It is.
And where we got the idea, actually, it's kind of good you guys asked this, because we got the idea from this band called Dynamite Hack.
Okay.
They covered Boys in the Hood.
Oh, that's probably fire.
They covered it. They made a whole
That's
music video.
great,
It's
bro.
a like
Boys
big
in the Hood.
early 2000s song.
Okay.
If
Okay.
like look it up by Dynamite Hack. And it's like these white guys singing this hard ass like
Rap song,
hood
yeah,
song.
yeah.
And so
Gang, gang.
we were like, we need to do Love Sosa by
That's
Chief Keef.
hilarious.
Because that's our modern day cry song. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
For sure.
Everyone knows Love Sosa,
Yeah.
bro. If you turn that on, everyone's getting
Yeah.
pumped. It don't matter if you don't like the song or not, bro. It's just like,
Exactly. And then in the early 90s, Boys in the Hood was so
their
big.
song,
Yep.
yeah.
And so they made a white version of like
The white
acoustic.
version?
That's
yeah.
awesome,
And
bro.
it killed so well. And Evan and I grew up on that song. We loved it so
I
much.
feel like I already know what it would sound like.
you
bro.
you guys have heard it. It's probably been in movies. It's like
Yeah.
it's a pretty big song. And so we got that idea, and we played at the Legends Bar in Cheviot, Ohio.
Okay.
And
Sweet.
that's where we first played it. That's probably where you heard the song.
Yeah.
And that live performance on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we played it there, and it was like no one expected it.
Did they like it though?
Oh yeah.
I bet they were tearing it
That's
up. weren't
People
they,
couldn't
bro?
believe it. It was
Yes.
like an acoustic alternative band all of a sudden singing Love Sosa.
Oh, he's in the barber shop talking about Chief Keef and all this.
Yeah, exactly. And it was so good.
That's great, bro. Hell yeah.
That's
I would have
awesome.
shit my pants if I would have seen that in the
Oh, if I
bar.
would have heard that come on, I'd be like, let's go.
Right. I'm
Right.
gonna give this
Hype.
band $100.
Yeah. Well, it sold the crowd almost like we're
Yeah.
different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Try to be different in some form of manner.
Yeah,
So
Dude, you guys should really look into like trying to do a couple cover sets like a month. Cause I would, when I'm drunk, dude, I'll pay like $40 to hear a song I want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying? Like-
we've considered. I mean,
But like you said,
guys
you
could
also
at
want to
least-
push your own music too.
yeah, it's so hard because then you're put into a box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
What do I
like
do?
once you find out, like the greatest advice I ever heard is like you can be a writer or you could be a showman.
Yep.
Like, you can be the dude that just plays the covers and you're really good at covering the covers.
The showman.
Yeah, or you're the writer that makes their own foundation.
Yep.
And make songs that people want to cover.
Is
Yes,
that why?
exactly.
What song was it where you said being a writer in the back doing nothing? Or
Yeah,
something like that?
Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah, Kiss.
Yeah, it's like that song just basically like I'm the writer in the background that never wrote a thing.
Yep.
Damn.
It's like
That's
I'm
a
never.
deep bar.
But it's almost it's a jolly song kind
Yeah,
of.
it's
It's a pop. We did that. Yeah,
A song.
we did that just for the radio.
Really?
Just try to
That's
hit up
sick,
radios
bro.
because it's a radio
It was a
song.
good song,
It's like
yeah.
makes you
It's
you know
like-
clap your
it's
hands
like
and all that
boppy.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, we get a lot of ideas of just like I said, stemming from our origin of what we listen to. Evan and I, we were big CD collectors. Even bands that we didn't even listen to. I had every single album of ZZ Top.
Oh,
I didn't listen to
dude,
one
that's
fucking
awesome.
thing.
really?
Not one song.
What?
I
ZZ Top
can't.
is
I was
banging.
gonna say my
dude.
grandpa loves
It's
ZZ
so
Top.
limited. Every, see, that's a turn off for no one. I'm like, you're like Santa
do it.
Claus in me right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's great, bro.
But yeah, we get a lot of our origin just from like growing up, like like I said, MTV music videos. The grandpa and the old mask. That's like total Blink 182 music video.
for sure.
And
Foo Fighters.
yeah, like just trying to be funny. The best thing is like put a face to the sound.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. There can be some encryptic message, but I'll tell you what, no one's gonna understand it.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of being comedic in your videos.
Dude, your guys' videos
sells.
are awesome. They
I
have a lot of
appreciate it.
thought put into them.
It's us on the fly.
That's,
we're just
that's
like,
the best, though,
That's
honestly.
crazy.
yeah, we're just like, okay, so we have this concept and let's keep it, because you got to keep it short, right? When you, like I said before, I think the algorithm, our phones are so smart nowadays
Yep.
that I think they know when we're trying too hard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. For
So
sure.
it won't push the
It
algorithm.
won't.
Yeah.
It won't.
Instead, it does better when you're sitting on the toilet and you make a half-ass TikTok.
Nah, screw it.
Yeah, I think the algorithm understands that, and so like we don't put much thought into it, but we have a concept, so
For
to
sure.
say. So like what you're saying, we did the beer pong thing gone wrong.
Yeah.
It's like that's a total 2000s
Yes,
MTV.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
like
That was
he's mad
perfect.
at the fact of everything.
And the way you guys did like the lineup first, where you like told their names and then went over to the other guy,
Yeah.
panned up and down,
It
like
was so
got
silly.
the table in, like it was perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, it was cool.
And it's just camera angles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Big thing.
camera angles and just good editing. We use the same shit you guys do, so
Yep.
we're no different. And we use GarageBand, we use CapCut of easy, editing
Yep.
tools. It's where you guys start out.
Yeah.
It is.
Eventually, you'll lead to the point where you can pay someone else for it.
Be like, yeah, just chop this up real quick, send
Yep.
it back to me, I'm posting it.
But
Yeah,
before that,
exactly.
it's just a lot of work.
Exactly.
Straight up.
But you gotta do it.
But all that
It's worth
passion that you get before, like doing all that work, and when you do the episode, and while you're doing the episode, like right now, I want to edit it so bad.
'Cause you know it's gonna be so freaking
Like,
banging.
I
Yeah.
just want, and I want our subscribers that are here right now to see that we're trying to better ourselves every episode.
Every
and
episode.
Yeah,
try yeah.
And I think just like evolving as time goes on. You know what I mean? Like you start to trial and error. You
Yeah.
start to realize
Can't
like,
do the
oh,
same thing.
like this clip won't sell. This clip will.
Yeah.
People shock
like
value.
talking about socks.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, bad, bro. Did you see? Have you seen that? Have I told you about
The
that?
socks.
So,
Oh, dude.
You guys blowing up over socks.
One
Yes,
of
bro.
our third or fourth episode
The algorithm.
has almost 4,000 views.
From what?
Our feet are showing in
Because we're sitting there like in the bean bags and you can see our
yeah,
socks.
and we're just showing our feet the whole time.
And everybody's like, bro,
There were
they
a
have
couple
such
old
nice
guys
feet.
that were like, "Damn, like let me get some more of that."
Nice socks, pal.
I think we got like 300 subs after that.
Literally because of our feet, bro.
You start doing ASMR
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, with
Just
our
like
toes.
clapping our feet.
It was weird.
For
yeah,
real.
dude.
I mean, we get weird encounters.
Made over $1 million
rolling.
off that one statement. Off Hawk 2. She's
That's-
made $1 million
That's
off that,
insane, and a whole podcast for free.
bro. For free.
Yeah.
She got to pay for all of the equipment and everything off
Dude,
the Hawk 2
that
statement.
low key pissed me off.
Yes.
Like, I will never play an episode of that simply because I had to grind for all this stuff that I
Yes,
have.
bro.
It came all out of pocket.
Yeah, bro.
And
And
she
like,
was just like, yeah, let me get that mic. And that computer looks
it's like
cool.
I had to do overtime for these mics.
just to
like,
to find out the best price point for the best value and like it's gonna sound big.
overtime for the mics.
like what are we
so
doing?
true.
And it wasn't paid overtime.
I was gonna say, and that overtime was taxed.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
I was working my ass off to get the drum set too.
Yeah,
I was like,
bad.
come on, 55 hours, we got this.
Dude, I sold my drum set to try to get a house. Like, priorities, man.
It'll come. I
Yeah.
always say it comes. It starts off small.
Are
and
you
then
nervous? Like,
it
are you
leads
nervous
big.
about that for like at all? Like within your life of like getting the house, getting to the point of getting married, and
I mean, the best thing I've learned is like do things that make you scary, or do things that make you nervous. Like
Yeah,
today,
for sure.
it's like,
For
dude,
sure.
I'm a natural person. I get nervous. I was nervous at this
Oh,
just
fuck
because
yeah.
it's like
it's new.
I hope it's new and also like run out of things to talk about, all that sort.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
It's like do things that scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I do things every day at my job, whether it's like big meetings or whatever the case. It's like I'm terrified.
Yeah.
But in the end, you'll be like, that was so well worth it.
We have talked about like you have to do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
brain literally like thrives off doing things that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's like actually a good workout for your brain. It releases new molecules in your brain to literally rewire the way you think about things,
Yeah.
which is
Yep.
awesome.
It
And,
like shoots endorphins, like
Yes.
that happiness juice into you. You're like, damn, like this was nice.
I think it's
Dude.
funny too.
You know,
Like
it sucked.
the scary thing you said was like, so like I took my little brother and sister to Sky Zone the other weekend, and they had like a zip line thing, and my little sister's standing up
Good
there.
looks.
My little sister's standing up there, and she is terrified, dude. She is so scared. She's like, I'm just so scared, bub. And I brought her down there, and I looked at her, and I was like, all right, Baisley. I was like, we're gonna have to have a little talk. And she's
Yeah.
like, what? And I was like, I get that you're scared. I was like, it's okay to be scared. Like, no one's mad at you because you're scared. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Life is scary,
Yep.
but we
Yeah.
still have to live it. You can't just not live life because you're scared of it. And she was
Yeah.
like, I guess you're right. Went up there, tried it, had the best time in her entire life, and kept doing it the rest of the day. And I was like,
That's awesome.
if you wouldn't have jumped over that fact that you were scared, you'd still be sitting at the bottom of the steps crying.
Exactly.
Now look, now you're having
Yeah.
the best. I was like, that scary thing that you're scared to do could end up being the best time of your life. And it's like,
You gotta take that leap.
you have to, bro.
You can't be afraid of it.
I was like, I was with
And
this
learned it
podcast.
later
We
in
took
life.
that
Oh
leap.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, especially with hometown stuff, you always worry about the figure you're gonna portray, and it's just like I mean, I moved away, so it was a little different for me, but it was like, just take your bets on it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because in the end, this could be more worth it than talking to people at a bar than
Yeah.
I
it's
agree.
more
For sure.
I
entertaining
agree.
than bar talk of I'm working at the same job.
Yeah, I'm still working
Yeah.
at the same power plant.
I'd rather
Yeah.
say, no, I gotta go home and edit. Like,
Yeah.
so then I can post that video and get that like release of like what you said, like to feel good and to be a part of something. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
especially creating something that's entirely on your guys' own.
yeah,
You know what I mean? This will take off. I'm not gonna say this
Yeah.
will take
Eventually.
off over time.
Yeah.
Whether it's 1,000 subs or 10,000 subs, eventually things take off.
yeah,
Especially if you understand it
And
and
keep grinding it.
yeah. But
Yeah.
for now, we're just gonna sit here and enjoy
Yeah.
each other and
take the risk.
our
Enjoy-
amazing guests.
enjoy the
and-
non-fame.
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly feel like fame, bro. Fame is tough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
because like I was talking to my boss the other day. Like, I don't even think I would want to be famous just because of all the other things that come along with being famous. You're gonna
get
start
that.
getting talked to the elite, like talked to by the elites. You're gonna get invited to these Holly weird parties where they're doing
Yeah.
7 level of sins and shit. And it's like, I don't even want that distraction in my life. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't even want to have to worry about that, like that thought process at all.
And usually it's the downfall.
That
for
is,
people.
it is.
It's like they get so consumed with that Hollywood mindset. I mean, even my dad wasn't really a part of that. It was like he was on tour. Another thing that comes with that is like bands nowadays, they only make money off the tours.
Yep.
yeah,
The record companies take a percentage, a pretty hefty percentage.
Pretty hefty.
And they're like, you'll make your money off merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
You'll
Yeah.
make it selling posters and such at your
Yes.
gigs.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. for
And
sure.
it's just not probably the same that it probably was 20 years ago in the sense of the content creation, all that. There's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
too much out on the internet.
Yeah,
I agree.
Everyone's overwhelmed with stuff.
Yeah, it's like
Back then it was
overstimulation.
like you could just figure something out. Like
No.
you said, your dad. How did he get into touring and stuff like that?
So he got big off MySpace, and
Okay.
basically he was really savvy with technology in the early 2000s. He
Okay.
understood it, and there was actually kind of loopholes. So basically, what he did was he managed to like repeat play his song over and over to where it exceeded
shot.
past like 80,000 views. And this band called Cake, his drummer Pete, he messaged my dad on MySpace, and he was like, "Hey,
Dang, so
let's."
we got a group playing going
Yeah,
on.
he's like, "Hey, we need to collab. We need to, I think you're talented." Because my dad released an EP.
Okay.
EP's only about 5 tracks,
Yeah.
5,
Yeah.
10 tracks.
Yeah, very small.
So he was really interested in that, and Pete's he wasn't playing for the band Cake at that time, but he was playing for another guy named Mike Doty, and basically Mike Doty created a micro label with my dad called Snack Bar Records. Basically, just like a micro
sick.
label within
Yeah.
a label.
Yeah.
And he signed my dad onto it, and he toured with him, and he did that for about, I don't know, a year or two. And then during the midst of that time, Sony needed a song for a commercial for Little Big Planet, the first one released on PlayStation.
PS3 game.
If you know,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Little Big
And,
Planet was huge.
Yeah, they hit up my dad for it, I guess, and he did
Wow.
the commercial for it. And yeah, that was got a free PlayStation 3 that Christmas.
What?
That's
No
sick.
way.
Yeah, they plugged
There
it
you
pretty
go.
good.
That's fire.
Yeah, and so he
That's
did that,
crazy.
and then it just came time like he'd need to see his kids. He was in U.S. and Canada, so he started touring a shit ton, and so yeah, he came back and created his own things later on. He's a web developer now, so
Awesome.
makes his
that's
own
awesome.
websites. But a lot of our music inspiration stems from him.
Yeah.
Where it's like we had every type of guitar in the household.
Yeah.
Every drum,
Yeah,
everything. Yeah,
exactly. We had
That's crazy.
mandolins, banjos.
Banjos,
It
that's
was
sick.
all crazy. And for one, like my dad's genre, he was kind of weird like me, where he was into
Yeah.
all different types.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
Never just one little box of
Yeah.
music.
He's like, I only like rap and country.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
growing up, it's like you wake up to the whole. He's playing on some record player, some album you've never even heard of.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, some shit he grew up on.
Yeah.
And you take the inspiration from it, and my dad was a singer songwriter. A lot of my brother's writing can possibly stem from that, I'd assume.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And he was always just really good with music, and he pushed us to not pushed us, but he really was cool with it. So
Yeah, that's sick. I wish I would have had like that push early on.
yeah, yeah.
Like I remember I had drum lessons like early on, but it was just
For
me being
fun.
like, I want to play drums.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and then I got tired of it the first week and was like, all right, that
Yeah.
is too hard. I don't want to do that.
I mean, I was on and off. Like he would gift me a drum set. I'd play it for a year, and then it would lead into I didn't want to play that anymore, so he got me a bass.
Yeah.
I want a bassist. He'd give rid of that. I want a guitar.
Something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I went through everything, especially being left-handed in a right-hand man's world.
Yeah,
It was problematic. But then when I got to college, I started really playing guitar, and I was like, oh, like I started,
Yeah.
we're all probably like that nowadays,
Yeah.
like that appreciation of this different kind of music.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
so, in college, if you're the guitar guy, it goes a long way. So
Oh, yeah. For sure,
it goes a
yeah.
long way.
For sure.
The guitar guy is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
And
It
then,
always has been.
yeah.
Always.
And then
Always.
COVID happened, and I was living back home, and I was trapped, and I started playing drums at
You
the
had
Sugar
time.
Shack. Yeah.
Yep.
And I started to get good again. It's been since I was young, and so I was like, let's keep doing this. And Evan just released an EP, and I was like, let's collab. Let's do all this.
That's crazy.
Make
It's
videos
almost-
together.
Like the stories are like the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
your dad and his buddy, and then
Yeah.
like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like Evan hit me up as a musician, and
Your dad had his EP, and Evan
Yeah.
had his EP, and like you
That
guys
is
hit
kinda
each other
weird,
out.
bro.
Like,
That's
Yeah.
kinda
that's
weird.
crazy.
and we were like, and
Destiny.
He
History
was
repeats.
like, yeah, I want to do some of these new songs for this new thing, And then we changed the name to Violet Sunsets. We had to do a whole rebranding of the YouTube channel.
Shout out Kat.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Kat. And but before that, Evan had a big following. He had about 900 subs on YouTube. Dang. And so doing that transition to Violet Sunsets was, you know, it took some time, but that first one, I think it got like 900 views from the get-go.
Jeez.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was good. I mean, you got to start where you start.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
sure.
Starting at 900 to banging starting
That's what,
point.
like, we thought we were going to start at, like, 2 subscribers, and we literally got, like, 50 off rip. And we were like,
and we thought, like,
what?
the views would be, like, 10.
And you guys have, like, 250 subs.
Yeah, almost 3 now, yeah.
Thank you guys so
good.
much. Appreciate
Hang on,
that.
1 second. We got to hit the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. Here, let's hold that up. Perfect.
Nice.
Thanks, guys, for that little brief intermission.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah, I'll let you get it.
music,
Perfect, you're right.
it's been around us for a long time. Where me and my brother were very, you know, it's almost like telepathic sometimes. Because it's like he'll send me a song that I call them week songs, where it's like I've been listening to him for a week straight.
Yeah.
You'll get it in your head,
Yep.
and you'll become so fixated on it.
But then you maybe come back to it a month later
Those
and you're
are
like,
the best
"Man,
songs.
Yeah,
it's still
dude.
good."
What's your guys'
But now I'm
right
hearing a
now?
different point
Do you
of
guys
view
have
from
one
you.
right now?
overdid it. Yeah.
You guys have one right now?
What?
Favorite song?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to think what I...
Hang Me in the
Oh,
Tulsa Stars by John Moreland.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing that every day on the guitar, playing it.
no
I played
way.
it on the way here, just because it's almost like homework. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at least for me, I start learning a song. I'm like, I need to know every nook and cranny.
I need to know every beat, every
Yeah.
symbol, everything.
And once I get done, I'm like, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like, oh, that
Shit in
song's
the end.
garbage. Yeah. Mine's If You Can't Hang by Sleeping with Sirens.
Ooh,
Oh,
That
really?
one's
Sleeping
fire.
with Sirens?
That one's so
They're a good
good.
band.
I'm gonna be the only one that's like, I guess it's not mainstream. It's an older song. "The Sweet Escape" by Gwen Stefani.
Fire song.
Really?
That's a
Yes,
good song.
Yes.
You're in that pop realm.
Oh yeah,
That
bro.
good
Yes, I'm in that era right
Yeah.
now.
You
Let's
should
see.
listen to this. It was called Pop Goes Punk. It was like Kids Bop, but for punk and pop songs.
No
Whoa.
shot.
So they would change like "Fuck You" by CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
They change it into like not hardcore screamo, but just kind of screamo like,
Yeah.
and then make it like rock.
That's actually
That's actually
sick.
sick.
yeah. It's on
Whoa.
Apple and such. They're pretty
Give me a
good.
Mountain Dew.
A kiss.
Whoa.
No
Pause.
Diddy.
Alcohol's got him feeling diddy. Freaky. Freak off. I mean,
Hey, yo!
Jeez, Pete.
Where'd that baby oil?
Better hide that baby oil.
Yeah, man. That's great, bro.
But yeah, I mean, music's. I think everyone should be considerate of. I think
For sure.
music tells what kind of character you are.
I think music
Yeah.
has a lot more influence to people's minds than what people want to
Yeah.
believe. Like music has been used for years. Like you can literally use music to not tame, but to like persuade a snake, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Not persuade
yeah.
him, but like hypnotize a snake with music.
Yeah.
Just the notes from
Dude,
a chord off
yeah.
of like that's insane.
I feel like
That's how
that's how
powerful
they
it can
made.
be.
That's how they made the pyramids.
yeah,
Think
with
so?
sound,
With vibrations.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, vibrations.
Somebody elaborate on me here.
So,
So
yeah.
yeah. So
Tell me this, Pig.
so this is how I heard it. This might be cap because before I've talked about where I saw on National Geographic where they use like kind of like a roller coaster effect where they
Yeah, I did not.
where
I personally
every
was not
where
agreeing with
every
that one.
where every block it passes it locks into the
Okay.
next block.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
So
But
that
it's
would make
impossible.
sense. But I've also heard that vibrations can lift things.
lift
So if
objects.
they had some kind of technology that caused some crazy like
friction.
so
of it.
they
Vibration
they
effect.
could have
Okay.
if they had some kind of pulley system or something taken a lot of weight off of it. Not
then
just
pulled it up
not
there.
completely lifted it and moved it like magic,
yeah, but shimmying it.
but made it a lot more,
Yeah.
a lot lighter
I could see
in a
that.
sense.
I also heard
It's
the
so long
fucking
ago.
pyramids had a Costco right next to them. So
What's up?
we will never
Costco.
know about the pyramids. Like there could have been some silly way they did it that we just haven't figured out.
We'll never know the real truth.
Yeah,
Never.
I mean it's crazy that they're there. You
How
know?
could they get there? These
a good
like they're
question.
giant structures.
Yeah,
giant.
It's insane.
But I also heard there was a river that led right into there, so the river could have been a factor to helping them.
Move the stuff. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but this is the crazy thing. The quarry where they got the blocks to build the pyramids was 5 miles up the river. So how are you about to carry granite blocks 5 miles down the river to like?
That probably weigh a
It's
ton
crazy to
each.
think about.
Each like, and that's like we don't even we do now, like barges would be able to carry something that heavy down the river, but like back then, what could they have even like?
I don't know, because if you think
even
about
the
like,
pulley systems though, like if they create some pulley system, I don't think it'd be as advanced now. Like, like in the sense of a pulley system.
I think there was more works. I personally think that it wasn't just like the Egyptians that built the pyramid. There was another hand helping. We don't know what or who or how, but there was definitely some other type of like black witch magic type shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like some weird, otherworldly stuff that and the reason we can't comprehend it is because it's not from us. That's why we can't even comprehend it. Kind of like how like a lot of people can't comprehend the Bible because it's not, well, it was accounted by humans, but like millions of years ago, you know what I'm saying? And like, I watched a video the other day that's like, the Bible itself like has it's like a file in a computer. There's the modification date and the original date.
Okay.
And the oral spoken word of the Bible is the original date. And when all of the oral text was transferred into scripture, that's when it became the modification date. Because it kept its true text, but it lost its meaning because it started getting so many different interpretations of what the words meant, to where like when it was oral, it was you would read the words and they would ask you what you think the words meant, and if it wasn't what it meant orally, then you didn't get to read another sentence. That's how they treated it. It was like you don't get to read unless you can mentally comprehend what you're reading. It's just crazy.
I think it's good at poking it. I think people that question in a healthy way of it can be
very good.
Yeah, I think it can bring you more closer to the outcome of Christianity, Buddhism, whatever your philosophy is.
Yeah, I don't know about him, but I'm at the point of like I don't necessarily believe in like God, but I know for sure there's a higher power that controls everything that's going on and then like brought us into this universe and like made us, created us, however you want to put it into words. But like I definitely 100% believe that there's definitely a higher power. There's no way we came from apes and are related to bananas. There's no way. Like if they did a study that if like gravity was 0.00001 stronger, we would all be flattened, and if it was 0.00001 lighter, we would all float away. So gravity is at a like fine-tuned number and has to stay at that fine-tuned number for millions of years. That's not coincidental. Like that doesn't just happen by accident.
Yeah, like almost
because if it did, we wouldn't be the only place that is like this.
Yeah.
If it happened like naturally, we wouldn't be the only place that's like that. I feel like. I
agree. I mean, like, don't throw all your marbles in one basket, so to say.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I think it's healthy to question.
Mm-hmm.
And especially at our age, in our early 20s.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think it's, like, not perfect, but it's, like, the time where you start wondering what reality is, what life is, what God is.
You start asking all the big questions.
You start throwing those red flags. You're like, wait a minute.
Well, and, like, religion's not even a thing anymore. Like, people that are so closed-minded into a specific religion, like most people that are like diehard Christians, it's like hard to talk to them.
It's like holy rollership.
Where
it's like, this is my way or the highway. And it's like
there's closed-mindedness within the religion, and that's not what the religion's about. The religion's about being open-minded.
Exactly.
So how are we going to be closed-minded in an open-minded situation? That makes no sense. And like I feel like the elites, the higher up, the people that make the world run, I feel like they have done such a good job at like ruining religion almost. Like they've made churches not a holy place anymore. Like there's so much scandals going on and sin and judgment, and like it's not a place of religion anymore. It's a place of judgment almost. And it's like I understand why it's hard for people to want to get into religion when it's not the true religion that they're trying to get into or that's being brought in front of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy that it's been ruined like that.
I think it creates those, like, that misconception of traditional values of where it's like God should be accepting. And it's like, you're chapped ass at the fact of that. Like, that I can't accept your God. And then it's like, well, I think God would be fine if I not challenged him, but just was a little bit curious.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it says in the Bible you're supposed to like question, but not like you said, not like bad questioning. It needs to be like good questions, like questions about your faith within your religion, not like God isn't real. It's like you're not supposed. You don't want to be asking those type of questions because that's almost like blasphemy of God, and that's like
you're just talking
the
junk
highest
at that
sin of
point.
all time. Like if you do that, you almost have no chance of getting into heaven because like you're talking bad on your Creator's name. And it's like crazy to think about.
I agree, and it's such a taboo topic. If
It
you
is hard to
you guys
talk
post
about,
this,
bro.
oh my
Yeah.
god, we will never hear the end of it.
No, it's going up. You
going
guys
up.
are hearing this.
Dude, after the cover up episode, we're letting
Yeah.
it fly now, dude.
Yeah.
We're
For
I told
real.
them about that. Yeah, it's on.
As long as your employer is fine with it.
Yeah, it should be.
I mean,
Shout
and
out
it's not even
Bill
like it's terrible.
and Kevin.
You know what I mean? It's not like
it's the truth.
it's not like you're saying fuck them. It's just more
It's
of
just like a freedom of speech thing. We're
Yeah.
allowed to be curious. We're allowed to talk
Question
about stuff.
it. We're allowed to
especially
question it.
We're
why
allowed to
why are we banking
theorize.
off faith?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why am I throwing all my marbles into this?
On the fact that my city wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah.
Same thing with like, oh, my
when-
government wouldn't lie to me.
When we were like raised in this educational system that brought us to believe that if we keep listening to what they're telling us,
We'll be
things are going to
successful.
work out.
Yeah.
When
That
that's
is
not the
so
case at
wrong, bro.
all.
They're teaching
So,
us how to become
right
rats.
after that, I'm immediately saying, well, isn't the rest of this going to be bullshit if the first freaking 12 years of my, like, whatever, like, it's just...
It's goofy.
it can be
It's wild.
It's all
It's
backwards.
silly, like
Yeah.
Noel said. It's just silly.
Well, it's like we're in this adolescent phase where it's like in our 20s, my theory is like you believe, like up until you reach your 20s of like an adolescent period.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it's like you take everything off what you're raised off of. And then
You're
start
not using your
questioning.
own thoughts. You're
Yeah.
using everyone else's thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah, and then when you're by yourself and like, you know, you kind of had some time to realize how life goes, you're like, is this really how it's been painted? You know, because pictures can be painted in a different light.
Oh,
Right.
they can be
For
painted
sure.
very well too.
Yes, and sometimes people take it and they let it ride. But for me, it's like I think it's healthy to question. I think
Always.
it's more
Yeah, for
healthier
sure.
if you're an
To
optimistic
question it.
person.
Yeah.
And people take it as insults, and you know they derail that, and they just go on. And
I think that's what like the I think that's what the people that are running the world want is they don't want people to question it. They want the people that are just going to be like, yeah, okay, and go to their 9 to 5 every single day and waste 40 years of their lifetime just to not even get a retirement fund because all of your money was spent on
Exactly.
illegal
Yeah.
immigrants coming into the country or some
Exactly.
dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like
funded in the wrong way.
they don't want you to question it
It's
because
all
they know they
planned.
can keep you in their game. And it's like, dude, we got to question it. You got to be open-minded. Like,
That's why there's so many distractions and stuff like that going on recently because they've found out that so many people
are starting to wake up.
finding out.
We're all
about-
starting to
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
all starting to gain a collective consciousness.
Yeah,
like
so they're
as a
freaking out.
society.
It's like the whole higher power or government, whatever, is having a panic attack. Like
Yeah.
they don't know what to do.
they don't, bro. They're scrambling. They're scrambling.
Especially with this election, you know, not to bring up politics again,
Yeah.
but it's the most widespread thing.
Oh, everyone talks about it.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing that's coming up, and so it's like, you know, don't think that everyone's trying to distract each other from the bigger picture.
Yeah.
From like they're doing something
What's
else.
really
in the
going
works.
on?
There's
Yeah.
always something behind the scenes,
Always,
whether it's
dude.
like Israel and
Yep.
Lebanon going at each other right now.
Or World War III is about to start.
Exactly. And you know, during election years, they do some type of grab in any way. Gas prices.
Yeah. Anything.
You know, some news widespread killing.
2020.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yes, some wrongful death of some, you know, demographic,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. People are trying to do this push and pull of attention grab. And it's I think everyone needs to shut the fuck up.
Honest to God, bro. Literally can.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
man.
think it's healthy.
I
to-
kind of wanted to bring up this last topic real
Go
quick
ahead.
before we kind of start to wind down here a little bit because
Yeah.
we've been talking to y'all. We've been talking. Well, I hope you all make it through this entire episode.
Yeah.
It's a deep one. It's a good one, long one. There's so much conversation in this episode. I love it. But last little topic here. So you guys have done merch for your band, and as you know, we're also in the midst of doing merch ourselves. What do you feel like is like the difficulties of doing merch and the advantages and disadvantages of it?
The disadvantages is trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard.
That's the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
The advantage is we have a lot of things nowadays, depending on what vendor you go through, but there's drop shipping websites where it's basically you just plug your brand. They probably take a certain percentage right off the top.
Commission, yeah.
Yeah, and then you make your little money back. But for the most part, it's more just for fan engagement, where it's like you print your logo, they ship it out, and then boom.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even if you make money or not. Those are some advantages for like easy accessible vendors to go through. But disadvantages, marketing, trying to get all of that quantity. I mean, you guys probably realize it now.
Yeah, that's
trying to
kinda
sell it out
insane.
as quickly
Well,
as
and
you can.
sizes.
Yeah.
That's another big thing that like I feel like people don't take into consideration is like you can't just make larges.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, you can do larges, and people that wear mediums will wear them, and maybe people that wear smalls will throw on a large for like a nighttime shirt. But like,
Yeah. Then you get into 4XL. And,
exactly, and it's like, damn, dude, like
I need one person for the 4XL.
Yeah, and then it kind of feels like you're discriminating, but like,
And I don't
want to
feel like that,
You just,
yeah.
You're just trying to buy for like the general
this,
public.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Exactly.
the mass of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and then you run, you run into problems like you
That's
need
another
one
disadvantage.
4XL, but since you bought in bulk,
You
that-
can't just get one 4XL.
Yeah.
you got to
You-
get 5 4XLs.
Yeah, you'll have to pay a retail value of $60 for the shirt. So, I mean, there's pros and cons. When we first started, we had some artists sketch up a design for us up in Indy. She went to college with us. She sketched that up, and I think we bought like 20 to 30 shirts. And that was like way too damn expensive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
before we figured out drop shipping,
Yeah.
where it's like plug and play. And we sold them all out because there was only, like I said, limited quantity. So
Yeah.
20 to 30, it's a good ballpark range.
Yep.
But then with this whole, now we have a website. The best thing is to like get a website of drop shipping.
Yeah.
That way it just comes straight from the manufacturer.
Yep.
Yeah, we
That
need
way
to
you don't
get-
have to worry about.
We don't
you
even
know.
have to touch it.
I'd like to
Exactly.
just have our own website that has that on there.
Yeah,
Like,
well, we can talk about that after.
That'll be post
yeah.
podcast talk.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
I mean, yeah, having a website's very critical with the whole drop shipping stuff. My brother and his friend Michael, they were more hands on with that whole process. But it's just easier coming straight from the manufacturer.
It is.
You don't have to buy at a sale bulk, and then you're holding on to this stuff.
For all the stock for months.
Exactly, and then you have to do twice the load of marketing to get
Take
it out
it
of
to
your
the
house.
person that wants to buy it.
Exactly. You know, mailing fees, whatever. You know, we even have some people that wanted it like from Ireland and such, so you have to go through customs, and we
Holy cow.
want to avoid all that by just having an easy accessible website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easier to do the
And,
drop
yeah.
shipping route than like buying in bulk. We learned that like
The hard way?
the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we were buying like it was like $30-$40 a shirt, and they were like long sleeves like this, and so it was like,
Yeah, it's expensive.
yeah, like you're putting so much money of your own, like
Yeah.
hardworking
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
For
like
sure.
a company's floating you anything.
Yep.
And so we learned that first on, and you know we get some sales. We push that. The vinyls came from us directly,
Those
so
are amazing.
yeah.
Shout out you guys for
appreciate
the
it.
vinyl. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I can't wait
Yeah.
to listen to.
We both have record
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
We love it.
Good. I might have to get you another one.
Yeah, I would appreciate that for sure.
But yeah, a lot of the merchandise we just go through drop shipping. It's way easier.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the hassle of shipping it out because it just comes straight from that third party.
To them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. We'll have
Yeah.
to look into that.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, definitely.
I did. I
Sure.
had a little drop shipping phase there for a little bit where I
Yeah.
almost like had my own store and
Like
everything.
Shopify.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could get on that
literally.
or
I
something.
mean, that's basically what we use. We used to use Shopify.
No, that's
And
what I
we
had.
just
Was a
have-
Shopify.
Yeah, and as long as you just have your logo, there's no copyright issues, then you're golden.
Yeah, we made this
yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
Ours. We're trademarking it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
ours.
might need to get a
yeah,
patent.
we're gonna
We
have
low-key
to
might.
pay for a trademark for sure.
But I mean, a website, I think we paid like a certain fee for the
Yeah,
domain.
yearly or whatever.
You have
yeah.
to pay for the domain.
Yep.
But other than that, you know, a lot of access to websites, you can get like ones that have default models, where it's like they can give you all the tools to make the website.
yeah,
Yeah,
where it
yeah,
just
yeah.
shows you what it would look like.
It's like
and
a
stuff.
template.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
you know, it's pretty cost inefficient, so you don't have to worry about all that.
Sweet.
But the merch, it's been going pretty good. Yeah, check it out, violetsunsets.com.
Yeah, check them out.
please do.
I'll post it like right here somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere around here.
Up
Yeah,
there.
it'll be up here. So.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. There's some cool merch in there. A lot of it's just pictures of
And
us.
There's
so.
great music in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We've been plugging them for like a couple weeks, and we'll continue to
Yeah,
use
have
them
something
for
in the
our clips.
works going forward.
Oh yeah. We ain't gonna let that one out. But just know
Yeah, definitely.
It's coming.
We got
Yeah.
some cooking going for
But
sure.
yeah, I mean, just the sense of a general of content creation. It takes time. I don't expect everyone. We're not perfect. We
No,
make duds.
definitely not perfect.
We-
Far
we-
from it.
We make duds, and it's live and learn,
Yep.
and that's the fun of it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know what sells, what doesn't sell. So.
Exactly.
For sure.
But we appreciate you coming on as a guest
Yeah,
today,
for
man.
sure.
Probably
Love
one of
you
the
guys.
best
Love you, bro.
fucking.
Yeah.
Listen to
Dude,
the
man,
Violet
this fucking-
Sunsets anywhere you listen to music.
Yeah.
They're on there.
Oh, they're on everything.
So-
Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube.
Everything, all
We're
over.
everywhere.
I'm not sure
Please
who
check
you
us
want
out.
me to
Yeah,
be.
for sure. And
Somebody
thanks again,
cool
though,
and
for the tribute.
interesting.
As
Talk
always.
about stocks or
Stay
investing. Put a
See you
picture
guys.
on the wall, I'm manifesting. I wanna hear about your new V8. I hope it helps with always being